All right, for those just joining us, welcome back to Gridiron Queensland TV. We've had a couple of weeks off. The weather gods haven't been good to us, but we're back with men's action kicking off in a couple of minutes. Kenny Andres here to take you on with the game between the Raptors and the Gold Coast Stingrays. And as per usual, I've got a couple of players here to talk in pre-game with me, starting with the Raptors. With two players here, I've got Big Pete Mariani and running back T Soon Chun, who's been lighting up the field. We'll get to both of you. Mate, let's cover the obvious. 2 weeks off, mate. How's preparation been in Camp Raptors?
Yeah, it's definitely hurt our preparation bit with our field being closed and whatnot. So, yeah, but we've got a couple of good sessions in this week. So, knock a bit of the rust out and hopefully we can perform today and hopefully get a win.
Mate, I want to talk about your inside running game, mate. You've been running against some of the best defenses. That game against the, I think it was the Thunder, you've managed to find plenty of space up the middle, mate. How good has this season been for you?
Oh, it's actually been, it's been pretty good. It's been, I've sort of decided to just throw a lot more into it, just try a few things, take a few risks. But definitely running back and nothing without a good O-line, so been happy with that.
Mate, the Gold Coast Stingrays, obviously maybe not as strong as they've been in previous years, but always pretty strong in the trenches. You're looking forward to the challenge of taking on the Columbia Blue today?
Oh, mate, I tell everyone this, they're the hardest hitters. Every game, they've been the hardest hitters. Yeah, hands down, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Pete, obviously trenches, that involves you as well. That offensive line, still got plenty of veterans, still got plenty of big guys, still one of the biggest in the league. Talk about the challenge between you and them.
Yeah, mate, they're definitely one of the hardest to get around and get through. They've obviously got a lot of experience there over the years, a lot of state players and whatnot, and Adam Bolt's their coach, Bolton. He's definitely got them finely tuned and ready to perform, I'm sure.
Well, gentlemen, I'm looking forward to a good game. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
It's been round one since we've officially had a chat, mate. And look, it's been a season that you've been building upon. How are you feeling about your team towards the money end of the season?
Yeah, I think we definitely got off to a bit of a slow start. Not the start we were looking for, but we've kind of built towards the end of the season. We knew that coming into the comp we weren't going to be as good as we could be, and we could only try and get better each week. I'm actually more happy that we finally get to play a game. A couple of weeks out, so we'll see how rusty everyone is and how they're all doing. But practice has been relatively good when we've been able to have it. It's just hopefully everyone's concentration, everything's still there because we're going to need it for the next 2 weeks, and then especially after that, if we make the finals, that first week's always the toughest.
Absolutely, mate. Big question: John Karikari, is he back?
Don't actually know. As you know, Johnny hurt his hamstring, and hamstrings are always a funny thing. He comes up to training, and he always seems pretty good, and then he'll just do one slight movement, or he'll feel a bit of a twinge, and I don't think hamstrings are anything we can risk, especially not with a player of Johnny's potential and not at this stage of the season. I mean, maybe if the season was on the line, I could see us putting in Johnny, in there to get the work done for us. But yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you. You'd have to ask Kelly that one, mate, unfortunately.
Well, let's talk about your defense side of the ball, mate. Look, you obviously, as per every year, you have young talent coming through. Talk us through some of the young talent on the defensive side of the ball that's impressed you so far in 2018.
Mate, probably Bailey, young corner, actually plays in our Colts team, has really stepped up for the men's division. We've still got Will there at free safety, same from last year, but he's good young player, able to read, not afraid to hit, which is always a good thing. And a couple of weeks ago we had, or a few weeks ago now, we had Jordan actually debut for us at corner as well. He was another kid that's come up from the Colts. I don't think the young talent we've got coming through is what our defense lacked. I think it's just the players we lost, we haven't really been able to replace. And we've been trying to slowly build on what they offered us because, Frankie, the biggest impact player on our team's gone, and I don't really think anyone on our squad can do everything Frankie did. So we all kind of have to work together to build up all the little things that he did right to kind of almost feel like he's out there with you.
Absolutely. Well, it's absolutely a big hole that takes everyone to fill. Reece Perkins, appreciate your time.
Thanks, mate. No worries, Kenny. Have a good one, mate.
Thank you. right, welcome back to part 2 of the double-header today here in Week 11, where football is finally back, and also who is back is John Hollywood Rowe. Mate, welcome back to the GQTV team.
Hello everybody in the wide world of web, and another fantastic broadcast here by live stream. Kenny, you've done a sensational job in that last game all by yourself, and isn't it great to actually be back? And the clear skies, we'll get a pan out later on, but beautiful green grass because we've had rain for the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, I think, Kenny, you were saying in your history you've never seen 2 weekends in a row cancelled.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row has not been cancelled. We'll get back a little more to the weather. We're going to quickly touch on the ladders as they stand prior to the break. You can see the junior results from previous weeks. Spartans, they've finally got a good big win under their belt. And the Stingrays, though, they're dominating this division right now. 13 points. Chuck another 2 points there for all the 2 draws. So they currently lead the Rhinos by 2 points. And looking at the Colts now, where the Stingrays, once again, dominating this division. They lead here. Obviously, a couple of draws washing out Week 9 and 10. We saw play resume there in the Week 11 games. The standings prior to today's games, though, had the Stingrays on top. The Colts came away with another victory today, so that will remain unchanged. Worst case scenario, they've only got a 2-point deficit ahead of the Rhinos. And in the women's, well, that'll all change today. Coming back from the break, we saw the Bayside Ravens lock up the minor premiership.
Locked it up.
2018. Back-to-back minor premierships after beating the Stingrays today.
Congratulations.
And finally, in the 2018 men's division, we're seeing the Stingrays take on the Raptors. Last time we saw them play, you could see the 33.6 score there. And the Rhinos, they're still flying high. They believe it just might have beaten the Thunder there in a close encounter over Logan. They're second. Sorry, the Thunder are second, with the Ravens right behind them as well. And that brings us to today's game, where the Stingrays, well, they're doing what they can to stay in that top 4.
I was just saying, just great graphics, guys. Well done with the tables. But, Thunder at 2. There's something we wouldn't have seen. It's a credit to the organisation for building.
Absolutely there. And obviously, we talk about the influx of the merge, the benefits that the Thunder, effectively the Thundercats, with that combination there. But that still is a huge project. And to move into the number 2 team, which most people consider them to be the case, they have put up the best fight against the Rhinos in the showings this year. That's huge.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
It's another name into the men's comp. It's been Stingrays, Rhinos, Ravens, for the last 5 years or so now, to have another true competitor back into the fray. It's only good for our sport, right?
Oh, absolutely. But tonight, Kenny, we've got, as always, the Stingrays and the Raptors. I tell you what, both squads have brought some numbers out. There's some good sideline numbers.
Yeah, I was speaking to one of your former players, Pete Mariani, pre-game, and he talked about it's been rubbish, but you got to take your silver linings. And one of those is that we finally got a lot of players back due to the enforced break. They obviously couldn't train either, so they didn't pick up any more injuries.
I'm hearing a lot of the teams, Kenny, haven't trained in like 2 weeks. It's just been too wet. Here we go.
So kickoff underway, and we haven't even gotten to the breaking news of tonight, which we will take on soon. The Raptors, they deferred the toss, their option, and they've taken it back past the 20. Returning that is number 7, Zachary McLean. But while the replay goes on, let's break the news to you.
Tell me.
Johnny Kari. He was set to make his return tonight. They had him testing out
hamstring.
The hamstring.
It was a hamstring.
Has had him out since week 1 even against the Ravens.
Yep, I was here for that.
You were, and it's just been prolonged. Has not been able to get it to 100%. Was in position to do that today. They had him out running routes for the sake of testing the hamstring.
Excellent.
And in doing that, he has popped his shoulder in the attempt of making a catch.
What?
And now we have an ambulance here ready to take him away.
Oh, we do too.
So we might get a shot of that a little later. But John Kari, the quarterback for the Gold Coast Stingrays, set to make his return, his long anticipated return, has had to put that on hold once more, and probably for a prolonged period now. So stepping in is the man who's brought them many a Sun Bowl, Damien Dadbod Malloy.
We'll check him out shortly. Now, Kenny, you're telling me you were impressed with the Raptors' run game over the last couple of weeks, and that's what they start with right up the middle.
Absolutely. Now, if you take a look back to their game against the Rhinos, back in it might have been week 5 or week 6, the second half, they only lost about 18 points to 6, and sure, that might have been the Rhinos taking the foot off the gas, but they managed to get a lot of the clock chewed off by a strong inside running game. So,
well, let's see if we see that tonight and see exactly what the Stingrays try and do. But I mean, just touching on that before, Kenny, what you were saying is we can see Johnny Kari being treated on the sideline there. He's on the stretcher. He's got the blanket over him, and he was running routes and has done his shoulder.
Yeah, of all things, what an unlucky year for John Karikari. So, Verbakel tries to sell a fake. There's been a fumble lost in the exchange.
Got it back again.
We saw that happen a little bit last time I watched these guys play at Deception Bay, but that was 2 weeks ago in the rain. A little more forgivable in that scenario.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see here with the Raptors if they just try and keep it simple and go with their strengths. You can see fullback coming out. There's the fumble there, picking it up there. Fullback's got to make a nice kick out block. He shouldn't let that linebacker in, as you'll see. He comes out, and there's the big pressure straight away.
So, making a huge play there is Alex Benny, but the player I'm looking forward to watch playing is a T.
Third down and about 20.
Verbakel with a big ass. He's trying to hit a player in the flat, and Reese Perkins was trying to find his third interception for the year.
Reese will be looking for those hamstrings to try and get a little bit lower next week. But out to the flat, very dangerous.
And it is something they don't lack. Verbakel, he can run a tight ship, but doesn't quite have that downfield ability.
Fourth down.
And
yeah, you see it pass out the flat. If Reese hadn't have stuttered there, if he trusted himself, he maybe would have had that. But fourth down and about 20.
And they brought in the punter to kick it away. It's a decent punt, actually. And it's going to be fielded there by Gardner. Gardner can't quite field it cleanly. He stays on his feet, keeps his knees off the ground. Now he's got some blockers up front.
That's a good block.
Now he's got the near side sideline. He's got Newton in front of him.
Flags are down.
Flags are down back near the original line of scrimmage. Gardner's broken this, but will it stand? If it does, that is the first points of today via the Stingrays special teams unit.
Flag basically in the middle on about 35-yard line. Great kick, nice and deep. Probably just lost it. It is very dark. Even though the sky is clear, it is very dark at the moment. Let's have a look if we can see anything happening in the back.
Yeah, it's about then was when the flag was been thrown. I saw one player on his belly back there where that was the situation. We'll get a call here from Tim Redford. And it'll be holding on the Stingrays there. I heard a 60 number be called.
So we've got a hold. Usually, viewers at home, you'll notice it's usually a block in the back or something like that from behind there. But holding, a rare call, I'd say, on a punt return.
Well, at least that late anyway. You're going to usually see it a lot earlier. So.
Yeah, when people are trying to get off the line of scrimmage and down to cover the punt. But Raptors need to fix that, just showing a little weakness there for that punt returner. And here we go. Who's in at QB?
Big, as we'll say, the
empty backfield too.
Man of the Wild West.
5 wide.
No questions here that Malloy brings a dangerous running game with him. Looks to throw his first pass though. Can he connect on pass number 1? He throws a pick. Not the welcome back to playing quarterback that Damien Malloy wanted. Picked off on the first play.
Right down the seam. He was obviously looking for the inside slot receiver, and he's just gone. You can see the receiver either hasn't run the right route or he's overthrown it.
Jamie McFarlane on the pick, but we'll get back to that in a second there. You can see the ambulance has been packed up now. John Karikari, it's on its manifest, and it'll be heading out very, very soon. Once again, our best wishes out to Johnny. It's been a rotten year.
And just touching on that, Kenny, as you were saying before, is that happened, half an hour ago. So it was pure warm-ups. It wasn't physical contact or anything.
Not at all. And Malloy's just looked at us in the commentary booth and said, "I'll take that one back." And here goes the running game of the Raptors. But once again, props to Mr. McFarlane on the intercept there, staying in the seams and picking off.
Yeah, and caught it really, really well. Let's have a look here at what the Raptors are up to. Just a simple kick out by the 4. He's got to read that. The running back's got to read that block. The fullback's kicking him out. You need to put that foot in the ground and cut it back.
Tisu Tune on the carry. Second down.
Jackson Walters there off the outside, 97. Second down and about 6.
Coming back here with 6 yards to go. Same formation. They run this old school 2-back personnel quite a bit, Coach.
No, it's not old school. It's just something. It's just different. It's not 4 wide.
Trying to go up the middle.
Was that a flag I saw? Yep, it was. Launched on the far side.
Ooh. Bit of frisky business going on after the whistle as well.
I do like the old. I'm saying it now. I do like the old I formation. Bring back the wing T and the wishbone. No, I do like the I formation because I believe it gives you so much variable angles to attack. You can have the fullback to the left or right. You don't know if you're going up the middle or offsides on the defence.
Yeah.
So Stingrays getting ready to rock and roll. Obviously a little bit too keen. But yeah, I think if you're a team like the Raptors, I formation's a good formation.
If you don't have the personnel to run some of these new spread offenses that are around there, don't try to be something you're not, right?
And you keep running, and then something will open up for the pass.
Well, now they've got a second down. That's what they did against the Thunder, and that ended up bringing them within the game before the Thunder ran away with it. Another 22 personnel set, and here goes Suchun. He fights valiantly, but I think he'll be denied.
He might be short by about a yard.
And I think he'll actually only just pick up about a yard at most out of that. Matter of fact, he got it back to the line of scrimmage on the basis of the yardstick.
I was watching the referee then. He was having a quick look at the down chain marker just to see if he had. This is what I saw on the far sideline. As this play was happening, the referee quickly spun his head around to have a look at the down chain marker, and then spun his head back to watch the play. So if we're seeing, we're talking about, did he roll over? It is a first down.
How about that?
Oh no, it's a first down for Stingrays.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard the word fumble being yelled.
Okay.
We didn't get a great sight of it just because it was literally in the middle of the pile there. They were talking about the recovery and whether the Stingrays managed to recover it before any knees were down. So
that makes sense because I saw Jackson Walters hand the ball back to the referee. So that would make sense. Well, isn't this interesting, Kenny? Two turnovers.
Neither team looking quite prepared coming back into this, but as you said, it's been a minimal preparation at best. The Stingrays did manage to get a full practice in on Wednesday, but from what my reports suggest, it wasn't a good one.
It was in the car park as well. 5 wide again. Trips to the wide side of the field.
Loy said he wanted to have that last throw back. He gets an opportunity now. This time he takes a safe route, runs it forward in true Malloy fashion, and picks up about 6, maybe even 7 yards.
Damo is one of those guys that he needs to have that. He's like a Cam Newton. He's got to get smashed or hit first, and then he calms down.
Yeah, just bring that adrenaline down.
Just hit me in the head, please. I'm sorry, what?
But more on these sort of 5 wide sets and whatnot. We'll try to squeeze in the chat in between these two players. But how far away are we from some team just buying the 2 biggest fullbacks and dominating with the 22 personnel when everyone moves to these 220-pound linebackers? We'll get back to you. Get your thoughts after this play. Malloy. He'll hand it off now to JT. Taylor is dancing, but he can't quite find any forward progression. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage at best.
Back in the JT getting the run up there. Don't watch the play, go block somebody. Oh, look, Kenny, there's an old saying. There's an old saying in project management: is all frameworks are wrong, but some offer some sort of idea. So basically, for me, all offenses are right. Everything's a winning offense, no matter what you run. It's just how you execute it, and do you have the right people? Exactly. Any play in football will win. Just is it suited for what you have? There's that first outside
Taylor.
Sweep.
Well, geez, Taylor looking quick.
Look at this
sweep. Here to think I thought he was a zone back. Get him out in a little toss there. He takes advantage of the good blocking. He isn't touched for about 15 yards.
I think somebody's been doing the ASN 12-week body challenge. He's looking pretty good. Great switch of the ball there to the outside arm. Good blocking downfield. That's a nice job. A little bit of push and don't argue.
He flat out ran the defender here. And no disrespect to James Taylor, but I think of him more of a downhill runner.
That's almost like having Jerome Bettis do an outside run.
It's not fair, mate.
No, that's all right. But hey, well done.
Here they go. This time it's Gardner Noah's play-action pass. They get polluted underneath,
nice
and the
job.
young man continues to outplay his weight and his elders. Polluting the Colt playing up adds a touchdown to the board. The Stingrays denied their first on special teams, so they pick it up on offense. 6 points to 0.
You'll see this. Anybody who's a keen watcher of the NFL, you'll have seen that play there, the wide receiver screen, run by the Patriots, the Carolina, etc. I just love it from 10 yards out. It's fantastic. I mean, basically, you just get a quick block somewhere. You only need to block for half a second, and you get somebody in. I've seen teams run it from the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
It's a great play.
Napier's in to hold. In to try and kick an extra point is a new player.
I was going to say
Torzok.
It's not Reese.
He's been given the hook. It's a good snap. It's a great hold. And it's an equally good kick. PAT is successful. Stingrays lead here. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 over the visiting Raptors.
So you're saying that was Leon Hosking with the kick? Is it 15 or 19?
And then that is number 17. Tommy Torzok.
Oh, Tommy Torzok. Sorry, 50. There we go. That's why I need my glasses. No, it was actually really. I was going to kind of compliment it. Great kick. That was the typical pitching wedge job. It was get height straight away with a bit of distance for a PAT. Nice work, young man.
And I don't know if you're a kicking specialist, mate, but I know you're a special team specialist. Do the way they coach how to kick PATs any different to how they would kick any ball, or do they want consistency all the way?
A couple of, it depends. Always the answer of depends. I've had a couple of coaches and almost basically say is every kick should be the hardest kick that you've ever done. It's just the change of the angle. And basically you teach that a lot with the quarterbacks as well. Is every throw should be the hardest throw you've ever done. It's just the angle changes, whether it's a long pass or a short pass. So kicking is pretty much the same. You should be kicking that thing as hard as you can every single time. It's just the angle you're going to try and get underneath it.
There you go.
Let's see what the Raptors have got here on return.
Well, they found a decent kicker out of Torzok, haven't they? This will go back into the end zone for a touchback on the full. And it looks like Mr. Eddie Cockwell might have a bit of competition.
That wasn't a bad... Yeah, they landed a couple of yards in the end zone. That was a nice job, nice and high. I reckon there was probably about 3 or 4 Stingray players that were just a little bit offside on the kickoff there, but they let it go. That's fine.
7-0. Raptors with an opportunity to return fire.
So I think for the people outside of Gold Coast and Queensland, basically we had some really, really big storms over the last couple of weeks, especially with the Gold Coast 600, and then the last 4 days have been pretty much 30 degrees.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how this field holds up and how the footing goes for a lot of players.
The best I've seen it all season so far. So
it's the greenest.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Verbakel back under centre. And he will fake it once again and give it up the middle.
Oh, 99's going for some... wants to hit somebody. The Raptors.
Number 99, Callum Douglas.
He's just... I like players that just go down and find some work.
Yeah, get downhill.
But you're right, okay, yeah, so the field is looking very, very green. And... I believe, you were saying before, Kenny, is the typical Sunshine Coast games for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We've had some torrential downpours for the last couple of years, but hopefully we've had that torrential downpour.
We certainly hope so. The playoffs have always been a whole week of drama with the potential of cancellations and games being called off midway due to storms and rain. So fingers crossed maybe we got that a little early this time. A blitz here by the Rays. Tisu Chun squirts out. No, it isn't. It's a different back. He's found plenty of space. Cuts
Look
it
at
up
the speed.
Now.
He's got some
Go.
wheels.
He's not going to get caught. Into the backfield goes Zachary McLean. 70 yards for a score. Where did that come from?
Oh, let's look at the replay. Look at the stopping ability and then go. Gets hit there. Bam. Linebackers have gone the wrong way. And then he's put the Jets on here. Great run. Great cutback. Linebackers were going to go the original way. They thought he was going well to the left. Have a look at the linebackers here. So the D-lines come up. Let's see who's got some pressure.
Maybe next
time. We'll come back next time. But no, that was a great stop. Everything was shut down. He saw a crease back to the right. And, he read the safety or the defensive back block really, really well.
Clean set of heels as well. Wasn't touched.
That pretty much happened right in front of the commentary booth when he put the Jets on. That was really nice to watch.
Later on,
Go for 2.
Busier in motion. They'll give it to McLean again.
He got it.
Oh, what a read. Well, you talked about Suchun missing a couple of reads in his carries there. McLean, 2 back-to-back plays with perfect reads.
We need to find out where this young man's come from. That's a great run. He's read that hole really, really well.
Cut that back.
He's reading it like a pro. So here we go. You can see here. Bam, stopped. I'm going to go this way. Now watch him set up. He's looking at there, pushed him out. Great job there by the receiver. That's all you got to do just to help that running back is just to hold him up just a little bit. You don't need to make a pancake block. Just get in the way, be a speed hump. Bam, he set it up, reading it really well, and cut it back inside Jets. That's just a great all-round play by a team. Well done.
Malloy's on the field. He's giving a good mouthful to the official about a difference of opinion.
I'd be watching that too if Damo's on the field without his helmet, talking to the referees. Let's see what happens here with the kickoff. Are the Stingrays going to be fired up now that they get some sort of... They had the big punt return call back before. Let's see if they've got a set-up.
2-point conversion. They take the lead over the Stingrays. How about that? Raptors.
Take a screenshot of that at people at home.
Here we go. Gardner, the mid-year addition. He's trying to read some blocks. He returned a punt earlier that was denied. This time can't get his bootlace out of the defender. And they'll start around the 25.
I'm personally... Oh, gee, wow. Did everybody at home see the ball on the tee then? That was an interesting setup. He had that thing back further than back like Mal Meninga was basically.
Mal Meninga.
Look at that. The topo. It was an interesting kickoff on the ball there. I'm not a fan of the dance. I mean, get the ball as a returner. There you go. So look at that. That's tilted right back. You'll see the angle. That's a little tilted way back than normal there. I think he spends too much rating. Now go now. Still dancing. Let's see what the Stingrays have got here.
Gardner, the
first and 10.
Running back as well now. He'll get another opportunity to dance, but this time he does put the foot down. He goes forward. He shows off his share of explosion and finishes off the run well. Getting out of bounds around halfway. Flags are down back near the 40-yard line though.
Oh, and the flag has been thrown a bit further downfield. I am a huge fan of the of what I call the triangle or the SAS formation, whatever you want to call it. I love that formation in nice and tight. You have 3 people there. If they don't respect it, you just keep running behind it. If they do respect it, well, then you've got a bucket load of space on the other side.
First and 10 flags, and it looks like it's going against the Stingrays. Did I see a clipping call? Jeez, I haven't seen a clipping call in at least 2 years. So someone's more or less taken out someone's legs from behind.
Yes.
On the run, which
is illegal.
It's illegal if you're going to do it. You can do it from the front and certain angles nowadays, actually. Depending on where the run is. And getting that clipping call confirmed. I'm glad I still know the clipping signal.
6. Yeah.
4 down linemen for the Raptors. All of them rushing now. Malloy with plenty of time though. He finds Kawara over the middle. It was a clean ball. Not nearly as clean of a catch.
If he gets that, he's in space. It's great little. You can see Damo just waiting. Looks to the left and sees him coming across to the right. He's got space to catch that and turn up. Just got to make sure, get the hands on it.
Interesting with Kawara there. He is a running back last year, but then came into state. You had a wealth of running backs. You said you can still contribute. You thought he'd be a good slot receiver, and right now that seems to be where he's playing a lot of his ball.
He's just got to make those catches.
Sending a blitz now, the Raptors. Still plenty of protection though. And this
Picked
one's
off.
intercepted. No, it isn't. Had it in their hands. Fortunately, one of the Stingrays wide receivers turns into a defender and lays a bit of a hit.
Was that Garrett that was the defender? Let's have a look, because it's a great job.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play there from, it is Garrett.
Yes. Oh, look, hey, credit to the Raptors there. They read that well. Let's have a look at this. He's just hanging out in the flat. He's going forward now. He's jumping that ball. Good job.
I think he probably took one too many touches there to get that ball cleanly, and
Third down and about 6.
Here goes. Quick drop and release here to Paludin.
First down.
His second catch of the day. Ooh, first one was for a touchdown. This one for a first down, and he gets up. I thought it was a bit of a...
There was a bendy leg. Nice little job. Just a simple little 6-yard hitch there. Catch it. And I thought there was a little bit of leg bend there, but he's good. Good to see. Stay healthy.
Got to say, it's hard to believe a lot of the time, and I'll harp on it a lot because I think it's worth it. It's hard to believe he's a Colt still. He's pretty much the #1 receiver on this team. And now it's James Taylor back in the game. James Taylor with no space, though. The D-line,
Ooh, down
Pete Mariani. Hang on, we got action downfield. Was that?
No, I was saying that's before Kenny. You can see the big D-line Raptors up front, but the defenders of the Raptors there, especially 54, they're heading to the whistle. You better have your head on a swivel.
Well, they've got Vinny Tupy, a man who was very respected as a player, and he's been a manager more of late. Was on your coaching staff for the Sun Devils. He's if I look at him, he's definitely a culture builder. Wow,
Oh,
quick
good pressure.
shot off the edge. But James Taylor's got it. Now James Taylor's got space. He's in the backfield, putting moves on. The big
Oh, look
fella's
at him
going,
go.
changing
Look
the
at him go.
arm. And he takes that down to the 30. Jeez, we've got the running backs putting on a show tonight, don't
Oh, shum on with your bad self. Look at that footwork. Great job by Damon Malog taking that high snap there. Got some speed there. Gets the high legs going. Great job.
we? Fantastic camera work there.
First down and 10. They're ready to go quick. Hurry up here for Stingrays.
Back to live action now. And Malloy's taking down the pressure getting there. And I did wonder when the Raptors were going to get one back here. The D-line is actually playing out of their skin.
They are doing very, very well.
Unfortunately, they need to try and even that up on the run game right now. They're getting off
That's
quick.
exactly
but
right. I'm trying to find the number for 45 there off the edge. If I don't have him.
the name 45 off the edge. We did have him last week. Where's he going?
Is it Tavita for FIFA?
Tavita Fafita.
He's in a different number, I think, because I don't have my glasses on. Sorry, Kenny.
Oh, it is
But
46,
he is
it
getting shot off the edge every single time.
In the 3 games we've seen him on stream, that has been a common occurrence. In pursuit now, a flag's been thrown near the linebackers. Jonah Gardner on another carry.
And you can tell Damo's back because there's a lot of chat to the referees there. There's some clips being undone profusely.
No one quite does it like Damo. Corey. There was Corey Pettit on the tackle there.
Just waiting for the signal. Holding on the
Hero
offense.
Williams, or Hits Williams.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Hits Williams. I mean, he's done a magnificent job. He's lost a ton of weight.
Sorry, my apologies. Different number, but we'll get back to him.
Anyway, Hits has done well. He is on the 12-week bodywork challenge. He's lost something like in 20 kilos, I think, in the last
22 kilos
22
in the last
kilos?
8 weeks.
That's amazing. Great job.
That's insane, and he's not sick. It was by choice.
I think if the rap career's taken off, he needs the look.
Long pass here by Malloy, looking for Paludin. It's a good fight for it. But the defensive backs come up with it. On the coverage there is
Jamie McFarlane.
Jamie McFarlane.
That was a nice job. You'll see him shoot across at the last minute here. Eyes on there. Great job. Got the ball at the highest point. Well done. Third down and Waylon Jennings. Look at that. That's about 20, almost 30 yards, 25 yards.
I'll tell you what, Malloy, it doesn't look like his mechanics are at all weighing here after coming back into quarterback very late.
No, he's still got the little foot kick. I love it.
Here goes Paludin doing his best on 3rd and long. They've got a couple of yards back, and now they have the opportunity to think about whether they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, not bad there. They've gone the old wide receiver screen as usual, just to get the yards there. And they're in that really interesting position here where it's like you wouldn't really bother punting because it's just, unless you can try and put on the 2-yard line, it's probably a little bit long for a field goal. So if you go for it. So 4th and, it looks about 15.
Yeah.
So get something close to a first down and let your players do the work.
Yeah, ball on the 36.
4 wide receivers.
Oh, they've got him
Get him on the
offside,
hard count.
and they're going to just try. They're just going to give them the 5 yards. Malloy's not going to be happy about it.
So what I believe the Stingrays, for the people at home, is if it was an offsides on the defence, they will let that play until a point that they feel that safety is an aspect. So if somebody offsides on the D, so yes, it was called against the D, and go, they should let it play. Well, obviously they think that the defence had a bit more of an advantage and it was unsafe to keep going.
Am I wrong in saying that I feel like that interpretation has definitely gone further into the play of safety of the last 3 seasons?
No, absolutely not wrong at all. I think it just needs to be. It's a decision that needs to be made then and there. You can't make it 3 steps when the defender's going,
Did they get him again? No flags have been thrown.
Who's that? Is that Pete Marinari? He's on
down
fire.
Field. Oh, some more good coverage. The pass intended for Paludin. On the coverage, number 9, Alec Thompson.
Alec Thompson, great job. I think that's Pete Marinari. They're just burying people and keep going. Got a great motor. And then, gee, these defensive backs from Raptors are going well.
Oh, I think
High pointing the ball. They've gone for a couple of interceptions there.
I think Fafita was lucky not to be called there. But yeah, the D-backs are...
D-backs have done well. Credit to the coach.
Yeah, credit.
Coached them well.
And as far as I know, they don't have a defensive back specialist out there right now. So, it means
Well done to nobody. Nice job.
No, it means that someone's gone out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, well, they're playing well as a team. And their technique's doing well.
And was that a timeout to the Raptors I just saw?
Timeout to the Raptors. It's 4th down and about 4 or 5. Yeah, I'd say about 4.
How huge of a win for the Raptors would this be if they can get it?
Oh, geez, Kenny, you're calling it early. You're calling it way early.
No, how good of a mental win in the context of the game right now.
Oh, I think you were saying sports bet. We're done.
Come on now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you think about it, these guys have driven all that way down, and probably the closest they've been as a scoreline for quite some time.
Well, look, until the second half, until the third quarter, or end of the third quarter even, the Raptors were poised to make a huge upset over the Thunder 2 weeks ago in the last game we saw before the big the 2-week washout. And unfortunately, they lost their way somewhere in the third quarter. The Thunder certainly found their mojo. But they've proved that they can be competitive with the big teams, but just not for 4 quarters as of yet. Will that change today? We'll find out.
Well, don't know, but at least the great thing is it's changed over a course of a few seasons for the club, which is great.
And if they continue on this trajectory, they will be the blueprint of how you build a club from the ground up.
Absolutely. They've got a great little footprint out that way as well.
Absolutely. There's plenty of recruiting space for them up there.
4th and about 4 yards. He's tried to get him offsides again.
A little more wary.
Reload.
I'll see if he does it again. Nope, he'll take the snap this time. Malloy looking quick, gets it over the defender. Here goes Garrett Kawaro with some moves and some quickness.
There you go, G-Man.
Stingrays, they get back the lead. A nice play off the back of some patience there from Malloy.
He was open from the get-go. That's looking at the seam. Nice job. I'll say we taught him that at State, just to have a look at the seam straight away. You can see that nobody's over him real quick, slows down, or what we call throttling down, gets the ball real quick and then puts on the jets. Nice job.
And how about the move there? I think it's almost understated because he does it so smoothly there, but he loses no quickness when making that move. It's gorgeous move in the open field there.
Well, he's a good player. He's a very good player. He's just going to put it all together.
This kicker's
there you go, the ball's up nice and high. 2 for 2 there for Tozok. Should point out to everyone here at home too is no, Damian Malloy does not have rib projectors on. It's just first time back for a while.
Mate, I'm glad you're saying that, not me. You can get away with that.
Yeah, but I will say though, we'll credit to him. He's out here doing it again. You're right. He hasn't been here for a while, and he's just walked straight back into it. Well, we did have a bit of a chat before. He's looking to get back into shape over Christmas and he wants to try and make the World Cup team. Of course, we've got the 2019 World Cup of American football being played here in Australia, down at Wollongong in New South Wales in late July, early August. And it's going to. Somebody asked me today. They said, "Can you believe we've got a World Cup here?" And I said, "Yes, I can, but I just thought it'd never happen." It was like I knew we'd have one here eventually, but I just didn't know if it would be in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're having it here is amazing. Now, I want everyone to suffer. I want all the Americans to suffer. Oh my God, it's 14 hours to fly here, or the Germans go. It took us 23 hours. I don't know what accent that is, but now you realise how long it takes us to get from Australia. Yeah, go mate. Anyway.
You're exactly right. And for once, I mean, look, it might not be back here for another 30 years, and I understand that. So, but the point is, everyone can deal with it once every 30 years.
That's a great kick, pretty much down to the 5-yard line.
They've kicked it to McLean. McLean, can he do some more damage? No, he can't. Great pursuit there from the special teams unit.
Not when he runs into his own player, he won't do any damage.
14 points to 8. After that last touchdown.
27's got to get up there a little bit quicker. You can see him, 27 slowing him down. Needs to get up there a little bit quicker. Tia's got to get up there a little faster.
Had a chat with him in pre-game there. And
nice little cross block there from Jamie McFarlane. I like that.
He's having a great game so far. He's got the pick, the pass deflection, plus a bit of special teams action.
Somebody came to play. always say to the guys, you pay your money to play, you pay the registration. Why not just? It's 60 minutes of gridiron. Just go at it. You get time to have a rest when you're finished.
Vubekel back under centre.
Just one deep safety for Stingrays.
Here goes Tisu Chun. He's the man in charge of doing the hard yards in the middle today. Oh no, that's Pizia, my apologies.
You can see that Stingrays have got the game plan for that, Kenny. Basically just one deep safety hanging back about 16 to 17 yards there. Otherwise everybody else is up within 10 yards of the ball.
It's Luke Mitchell.
Second down and about 7 yards.
And it's a reverse.
There's the reverse.
Cheeky. We saw this in the women's game. Now the men's are trying to put it into action. Get some couple of yards there on the carry is Callum Douglas. Probably not the game-breaking play that hoped would be though.
No, but it was great call. You can see the over pursuit. I mean, that's how Zachary got the touchdown before is over pursuit. So you can see they're going to go step, flow, read it, and all of a sudden it's going back the other way. Nice little change up. It'll keep the Stingrays honest, so to speak,
and hopefully free up that inside run game they keep persisting with.
There is a wide receiver off screen out to the left of your screen here. Just if you're wondering if he's the last man on the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to go for some more.
Double reverse.
They'll add the receiver into it, but the Stingrays, well, they're almost blocked into defending that one. Blowing that play up is Scott Bites, it appears.
They'll go in the double reverse. Look, I will say, Kenny, I did that about 25 years ago as a coach. I call back-to-back reverses, and I did call the single then the double.
Is it a bit too obvious nowadays though?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'd let me listen. But then later on we did go the triple reverse. It took about 15 minutes in the backfield to get it going, and we got 40 yards, but it took about 7 minutes in the backfield.
Probably had a triple reverse pass off that, you and Luke Chapman.
Second down at about 16 yards.
Second. Let's see what Vubekel can do. He'll go something a little more simpler now. I think that is Su Chun taking it back to the original line of scrimmage. No, that's Simon Basia actually. Trying to separate in both 20 numbers and both similar body types.
See, look, I mean, if Raptors, if they can keep this up and doing that, it's third down and about 7 yards now. If they hadn't have done the double reverse and lost, they're in pretty good position.
Yeah. And that's the end of the first quarter. It's been a good first quarter. We've seen all different crazy amounts of action here. The Raptors scoring a long touchdown. We saw a punt return called back, and we've seen Damien Malloy manage to put one through the air here. So a good first quarter here for us on GQ TV. Here at Glenham Park at Narang, Kenny Andres and John Hollywood Rowe, ready for the second quarter.
Yeah, we've had everything, especially with, I think it was Zachary with the big run. Mm-hmm. And then we've had, a couple of intercepts and great blocks, good runs.
And
it's a very still night tonight, isn't it, Kenny? It is. It's very quiet, very still. People can't believe we've got Gridiron back. That's what it is.
Everyone's just quietly accepting. It's like a good...
Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting formation for the Raptors. It's a reverse triangle, known as the V. Now they're going to turn it into a diamond. That's a backwards pass.
Screen. And it's Suchun going back to the middle of the field, and it'll be taken down. Picks up about 3, probably 4 yards. Actually, no. Sorry, original line of scrimmage. My apologies. On third down there, so that'll put them up in fourth in a likely punting situation. Let's see how aggressive they're feeling. It looks like they're sending out the punter. Vubekel coming off the field.
I'm quite impressed with... we're going to find out who 99 is. On
Callum Douglas.
He's doing a great job out here on the edge, I think it is. So he's gone back to... He was on the field before.
Yeah, I think he's come off the special teams unit now.
He's doing a great job on the edge doing a block. He's a guy that's not afraid of contact.
Well, I think it's Langton in to punt this away. He's actually quite a decent punter. And this will be caught on the full here. Nope, Perkins let it bounce one time, but he will be returning. Gardner's out in
Flags
front
again.
Block. Flags have been thrown in violently. And Perkins is taken down about the 30-yard line. And I'm hearing moans by both sides. Who's blocked whom in the back?
No, the Stingrays are having a go at one of their own players for excessive violence. Let's have a quick look.
What's it down here?
That'll happen up here, so we've got some players there. No, it happened. I'm pointing. For those at home, I'm pointing off screen. It happened over here.
To the right side of your
Flags
screen there on
down.
that replay.
The Stingrays there, very interesting set there. They've got their punt returners spread very, very wide, almost on the numbers of each side. So, you know, they're looking, trying to take away the kick to the outside or kick to the out of bounds, and leaving the middle very, very open.
Daring a return there, but
Stingrays getting their 10,000 steps up by walking backwards. First down and 10 looks like from about the 5-yard line, I think.
yeah, well and truly inside the 10. I think it's actually probably closer to the 6.
Okay.
The referees just
6 and a third, Kenny.
all over it. Who needs those glasses? Action back underway. Malloy now. He'll give it inside for James Taylor. Taylor reading his blocks well. Oh, that's how you run the zone. Look at him go. That's back-to-back big runs for James Taylor.
The Coolangatta Express. Look out.
Choo
Up the
choo.
middle. Reads it. Look at the head down. I'm going this way. Stop me.
Good work. Good blocking there from
Nice work.
Dylan
Look at this
Napier.
Stingrays up the huddle, ready to go again. The down chains aren't even set yet.
Great stuff. Back to live action. Malloy wants to go. He'll get it. They're going to throw a short pass out to Garrett Kawaro. Kawaro scored a touchdown. Can he add to
Look
that?
at that.
That's another first down catch for him. And Kawaro proving his ability in the open space.
Great little play design there up to the line of scrimmage. Get it going. Great blocking on the outside. Get to the outside. I thought a flag, yeah, just bringing him down way out of bounds there, but referee chose not to throw it. Stingrays in a hurry-up offense. No huddle.
First down. Ball on 33. Malloy looking left, changes his mind. Now he's dancing, looking
Wide
back
open.
to the left, and can't quite step into that throw. He had a wide open James Hobby waiting for the pass.
Just see there, just with the mechanics. It's been a while. Just going with trips to the left. That's a great little design pass there. 94's wide open and uncovered.
Well, got a chance to reload here on second down. Second and 10, ball still on the 33. They'll go back to Gardner now. They're rotating the backs nicely. Gardner takes it simply up the middle and just establishes a much better third down situation for them.
No huddle. Up on the line of scrimmage again.
Fascinating. I thought with that short run in the middle, they would just set that up and huddle. But they clearly had a play called for after. 3 receivers out to the left. Napier alone here on the right. They're looking Napier's way. They'll throw to him on the slant. It's just
It was there.
half a yard too wide. Or too long for Napier.
They were practicing a lot of that in the warm-ups, Kenny. The slant pass from Malloy to Napier there. 4th down and 5.
They'll go for it, yeah?
Yeah. But no, it's a shame there because they hurried up to the line of scrimmage. The coverage was the right call against the right coverage.
The 3x1 creates a lot of that room for that backside
I
slant.
love the 3x1. Oh, motion for the first time tonight.
This time he'll go behind the other 2 receivers and he'll get the pass thrown. And, well, there's some of the rustiness we talked about. That's one of those throws that involves a lot of body movement as well, doesn't it? It looks simple, it's a short throw, but it involves so many moving pieces on the quarterback.
It's one of those things where if you can do it right, really the key to that throw is the left foot opening up. Now, if you imagine your body clock is 12 o'clock where you want to throw, that foot really needs to open up at 11 so your hips are really open and you can get all that momentum onto the throw. If your foot's at like 1 o'clock and is across your body, you won't get the ball there.
You just don't have any torque on a run. Well, it was 4th and 5, so the Raptors, they come up with a much needed stop. They keep this to a 1-possession game. They're trying to prove to themselves they've got more in the tank after that big splash play by McLean midway through the first. They'll give it to McLean. McLean bounces and is met pretty quickly.
That's a nice job of the Stingrays there, just adjusting, because that's pretty much almost how McLean scored that touchdown before. But the defence was key to that they said, we're not going to let you cut back. They fill that gap very, very nicely. That's a good adjustment. Just a loss of about 2 yards there, 2nd and 12.
So that brings us to a 2nd and 12 with that loss of 2 yards. Ball now on the 25. Under center is Verbakel. He'll give to the fullback and Pasia. And the Stingrays defend that well. That's back to back.
I wouldn't mind seeing the QB, Aaron, just keeping it. He could have kept it there. He's doing a good job of faking. I'm quickly looking from the screen to the field to see who's got it, because nobody went with him. There's no respect there. There's no respect. You should keep it on one of these, mate. Just see how you go.
Well, it is interesting.
Watch him keep it and get sacked for 5 yards. But thanks, mate. That's all right.
It was 3 weeks ago when I watched it. It wasn't until the second half, more or less, or late into the second quarter, into the 2-minute warning period, where Verbakel actually chose to keep it. As we see a timeout here taken by
Stingrays, I believe.
Stingrays, on this third down situation, and they really tried to keep it for clutch situations. But sometimes I think there's a bit in the well there to take, and you can probably take it a little more. And
you do it early. I'd say do it early, because then the defense knows you're going to do it, and you might actually help Zachary there with the running backs. The fact that they have to watch both, which would be awesome. I think it's a great battle here of the two teams. We've got the hurry up, no huddle from the Stingrays, and we've got the huddle from the Raptors. I think that's the right tactic for the Raptors, because their defense was out there for a long time and might be
through some clock.
So it's this case. Take your time. I mean, this is a timeout by the Stingrays, but the Raptors huddling and the Raptors burning the clock, I think, is the right thing to do.
And if they can keep getting those big splash plays every now and again, well, that's good too. 3rd and 11. I heard somewhere on the Stingray someone challenging to run up the middle. Again.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. If we go wide shot, we've got trips out here to the short side, I think it is. 3 receivers, just the reverse triangle again.
There it is.
We'll call it the V. The other right. It's hilarious listening in the headphones to the director and the cameraman.
As we see the
There's your
short
pass. That's backwards again.
Double
He's option
pass!
pass!
Here we go. Is anyone open?
Oh, my
no
goodness
one's got
me.
enough toe. They were trying to get it back to Verbakel. Unfortunately, he only runs a 4 foot.
I don't care. Have a look at 11's throwing action and his throw. It's a beautiful spiral. This thing's on point.
There's a bit too many weepers.
Forget that. The kid can throw.
Well,
That is awesome.
Ted Petro.
He's got it,
Not
and this is a
onside.
great spiral. He's led him. Just needs some more speed. But gee, I might have a look at him
Jack
for a
Byrne,
quarterback.
Jack Byrne. You've piqued the interest of
Well, it was
quarterback gurus
great. 4th down,
of the
11.
league. And it's a bad snap, McLean. That's fascinating. They can return this. If anyone wants to, they'll take the field position. And we'll see a flag be thrown where the kick was made. The frustration in the body language of Langton, who wasn't happy with the snap and tried to improvise a punt off the ground. Underlay.
Oh, we had it then. This is FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA 18.
Press the circle button a bit early.
Circle triangle.
Just that moment when they're inside your box and you're just trying to press any button to get that ball cleared.
So basically, yeah, I think it'll be it's illegal batting. They'll probably call it.
Yeah. What's by your loose definition? What is the interpretation of that rule?
Oh, basically, that it's got the ball is on the ground and it is not a punt. Pretty much can't kick it. It's like if you were doing it's 1st down and 10, it's a running play, ball's on the ground, and you kick it. Same thing.
Holy rollers up in here.
Yeah. So yes, they've called that against the Raptors, just like we thought. So yeah, it's got to be a fluid motion. He's got to catch it, or if it fell to the ground, he'd have to kick it at that point in time. As you saw, that ball was rolling around, spinning around. He's just decided to kick it.
And there's that throw.
There's the part. Yeah, sign Gabe. We'll coach him up.
Good there. Well, there was questions of who would be quarterback going into the season. with the Raptors. Verbekel did win the battle going into week 1. And here goes Gardner, showing a bit of patience and a bit of quickness to get straight to 60 from a jump cut. Gets a decent amount of yardage there.
Nice play design there. That one was set up again. Stingrays quickly huddling on this one. Really nice play design. That's the play we saw before with Dilshan in motion, and then the throw was short. But this time they've added the wrinkle of the pass.
Yeah, for feeder. We didn't see because it was on the backside. We saw it on the reverse angle there for feeder. Actually lit up Gardner on that play. Nice. Malloy. He'll throw. He's looking
He's
for
got him
open in the end zone. No mistakes here. It's Dylan Napier for 6.
Malloy is back. Great pass. Beautiful pass. He's tilted the shoulders. Spiral all the way. He's just going to point this up. Beautiful spiral. Nice job.
He's managed to catch the defense on the cover 2 there, and you talked about using his eyes.
Have a look too where he catches this. This is going to be about 2 yards from the sideline.
Beautiful.
Yeah, about 2 yards from the side. Really nice pass.
Perfect throw. But a lot of that was just done before the throw, wasn't it? The way he kept the safety in the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
Got to work those seams. Here comes Terzok. It's a high snap, but it's well picked up from Napier. And
did they hit the pole and go in, or did they go through?
Clean through, still clean through.
Have a look at the great effort here by Dylan on the hold.
Yeah,
He has to catch it behind himself there. Gee, that's a great job.
Geez, let's send that into Pat McAfee. He's going to go ape over that.
Good job. He caught the ball behind his head.
I'm legit.
Look at that. Nice work.
Nicely done. It's an underrated art, the old holding.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Yeah, there's actual holding schools in America.
What does your son do? He's a holder.
he's a proper proud holder, father of a holder.
I have more respect for long snappers. No, I'm kidding.
I was talking about, I was watching a Pat McAfee podcast or whatever it is, first drafted by the Colts. First phone call he gets after obviously the Colts organization is Adam Vinatieri, who the legendary Patriots and now Colts kicker, who told him, "Hey, have you held before?" He's like, "No, you had another backup doing it there. I've never held in my life because I punted and kicked in college." And he goes, "All right, I've got you some flights to Carolina where there's a holding school I want you to go to. You're not coming to camp until you can finish that school there." And from there, Pat McAfee knew exactly the type of professional he was working with, Adam Vinatieri. So,
Can get you to holding school.
holding school, jeez. What a time to be alive.
Okay, I'm quite impressed. You've called a couple of names. I'm really impressed with a lot of individuals tonight, especially around the leagues. You're calling different names. Like it's not a lopsided affair in a lot of games these days.
That was up with a bit of a
Whoa, that wasn't too bad kick.
Still gets it inside the 10. This T soon.
Oh, look at that speed.
Breaking the tackles.
Look at that speed.
Go. Near side sideline. Can he pick up a block? Oh, what a return there from T Soon. He's been quiet so far after the last couple of weeks of success. And then he finds a kick return to hopefully ignite some action for the Raptors kick returner running back.
What I'm really impressed with the Raptors, Kenny, is there are some players like, have a look at 24 leading the way there. He's just going to keep going. As I said, these guys on this team that are playing to the whistle. Oh, there's a flag down all the way back here. Come on, refs. Let him play. I'm having fun. Oh, no, it fell out of his pocket.
Oh, nice. And
He's
you
picked it
mentioned
up.
there, number 24, Simon Pasilla there. I love that man because he is probably one of the last true fullbacks in the game. He is a special team of fullback. He is in there to take the inside carries. Yep. He blocks for these two other fancy running backs, and he does all the hard yards. I met him 3 weeks ago. He's a very humble and very nice bloke. And glad to see him getting a bit of attention.
I think you'd probably say he goes to church on Sunday, very humble, nice. But for the 60 minutes on the Saturday, I'm going to kill you.
The timeout here taken by the Raptors.
This is timeout by the Raptors. Fellas, we haven't been here before. What happens here?
So much field position. Actually, haven't. They haven't. The one time they scored was on a 70-yard
exactly right.
run there to McLean. So
we're inside the 50. What happens here? I'm only kidding, kids. No, it was great. I mean, as I said, look, somebody's coaching them well. Is the fact that there's a couple of players there that are just playing to the whistle and really want to be a part of something like a good lead block or a good run.
Well, let's give them credit. It's head coach Vinny Tupy on offense. Defense is Laffy Talai, who's finally hung up the playing boots. And
oh my goodness!
and,
that man still gives me nightmares.
Lee Palmer is running the offense. So he moved from the Thunder over to the Moreton Bay Raptors.
Yeah.
And between the three of them, they've got a good core 3 coaching group.
For those who remember back in the day, Luffy was the fantastic running back for Sydney University Lions, and we played almost opposite each other for a decade, I would almost say, between the ACT Astros, or the Astros versus Sydney Uni Lions.
Back in your defensive days, mate?
New South Wales Gridiron League.
Wow.
He was I was the quarterback and he was the fullback.
Oh, how about that?
He would give us nightmares, just like these cross runs. He'd have great player.
And we're at the point now, Gridiron Queensland's 25 plus years now, and we're getting a lot of different legends, some that go a little unheralded. Luffy's one of those. Quick throw here from Verbakel, looking for the slant, had it, lost it. Langton unable to bring that one in. And,
coming into your living rooms.
one thing I did mention in previous streams involving the Raptors, it's Verbakel is the only quarterback to have more than 50% of his snaps under center. Matter of fact, it's closer to almost 100% for Verbakel. I've seen him in the pistol once.
And I think you're about to see him. Oh no, he's going to walk up. There we go. I thought he was about to call you on that, Kenny.
And another fullback.
There we go.
I think that was Basia.
Give the dog a bone. Yeah, look, I still love being under centre. I think I don't mind coaching. I think when we had Tommy at the Sun Devils one time, I said, I need you to take this under centre. He goes, I haven't been under centre since I was in high school.
I think it was Mike Jones on commentary. He called that out as well.
It's like, oh, okay. I need you under there for this one. It's got to be like
He's
this.
going to test out the hammies.
Yeah, so get lower.
Get comfortable with the centre for the first time ever.
But I think it's a skill under centre, is because you've got to learn to backpedal almost faster than you can run forward.
Absolutely. Third down.
One of the reasons why you see Aaron's big foot back there.
Bakel, his receivers, they're trying to be tough for him, but the DBs from the Rays not making it easy. Now, is that a one-step drop I saw him after that? No, he's trying to get a 3-step there.
Yeah, it's a one big with the half, and he's throwing while he's falling backwards, which is not a good thing. Good, he's got the foot back there. Left foot wants to come back up.
Yeah, it's
throwing off his back foot.
Yeah, you almost want to see a clean 3-step drop there, don't you? Steve Box, if you're listening, big fan of the old pre-step, 3-step bang. He said he wanted to get that on a shirt one day.
One big, two small, and throw it.
It was the Steve Box school of quarterback. Loved the
fourth down
3-step drop. They're going for it. Here goes Verbakel. This time they'll give it to McLean.
Oh, he's got a lead.
And he's got...
Look at that.
And he's got the first.
That was a great camera angle there. Well done, guys. Watch the replay here. If we get the other angle that we just had, we're going live. Look at the two big dogs right up there. 83 and 24. That's a great little off-tackle power play. Very nice. Here we go. This is the cracker of an angle. Look at this. Off tackle, bang, bang, boom. Bounce to the outside and then cut it back to the left. Really good job. Good camera work, guys. Nice work.
Love them. Can you tell them I'm a former fullback?
Well, keep chipping on that, Raptors. Keep going off tackle. Let's have a look at that. Not saying that they don't have to do it with a pulling guard or two extra guys, but let's see what off tackle looks like. First and goal for the Raptors.
And they'll give it now to McLean, trying to get his second on the night. He's going to get as close as you can. He's been called short. That's got to be no more than half a yard.
And Kenny, what is this? Oh, it's an off-tackle left. Oh, I should be coaching.
It's like you've done this before. And all that angles.
He's close, isn't he? He's close.
Yeah, he fights all the way. He stopped about 2 yards short. Fights with an extra half yard or so.
Well, you can see your mate there, Simon. He's got to, if he's going to kick Reese out on that as the fullback, he's got to do it from inside out. He can't run around him.
Well, look at the splits of the O linemen get awfully close here on the goal line.
Everybody's coming on the defense.
Will they sneak it? Verbakel looking for a score. Nope, he'll hand it off to Pasia. Ah, the fullback's denied. Ah, part of my heart just broke there. Fullback should be getting more touchdowns.
Great penetration, though.
Yeah, that's an outstanding.
That's a nice job by the Stingrays D line, just to let the linebackers come through. That's a good job.
Cody Bennett. Oh no, sorry, it might be young Connor Napier actually in the 43. And a timeout being taken. What was that?
We're going to have a timeout. We're going to think about it.
Last one.
We're this close.
5 versus 6.
I think the key here too, Kenny, is unless they practice, is don't go on one. It's I won't say it's very predictable. You either can just go on something that's quick, or it's
Silent
just
snap.
one, or it's just one's unpredictable. I've been in situations like that before where I sort of regret going on one. I'd rather just get up and go. If you can't do multiple snap counts, etc., or the hard count, just go on the first sound. But it's been as I said, a great game so far. It's only 21-8, but look, the Raptors are knocking on the door here.
Stingrays bringing a bit of music to the timeouts. And a nice fade out by whoever's playing.
Yeah, well done, DJ Stingray. This is a great shot here. Look at this. We got cameraman down there. Look at that.
Mills.
This is going to be great.
Another.
2 receivers out that are probably going to do nothing.
Oh, I think there's a false start there.
Pointing.
On home.
And there's a flag. That's the worst throw ever. Come on, Mr. Referee. Oh, the left guard. Left guard, 75. Oh, really? Look out. Who did you see move? I don't know. Who did you see move?
Do you actually see the move?
It's going to be a false start. Yes. You can always tell by the placement of the hands there. Are we going to do a roly-poly or are we going to have hands on the hips?
I'd like to see one referee just psych us out.
Yes.
Or maybe a bit of that.
We have offsides defense. This could benefit the Raptors. We'll see how we go. It's 3rd down. A little bit of space.
Do you play for 4th here and you just run up the middle and hope you can get back to similar position?
It's football. Nobody's house is bet on this thing.
I think it's also one of those situations where do what got you down there, right?
We'll see how we go.
Same 2 in the
Coming off the edge, Stingrays.
And they'll give once again. It's Suchun taken down.
Look at the QB. He's in the end zone all by himself.
They've got to try it sooner rather than later.
Come on.
Napier again.
There's no one out there. The QB's walking in.
Is that number 20? I think that might be is that William Mahe perhaps, or Christian Jorgensen, who I think started on offense.
There is nobody out there for the QB.
Yeah, if you look at the outside defender, didn't even think about the quarterback there. How they waited this long to try it with all the 3rd and shorts and the 4th and shorts they've had, and they haven't pulled it out yet. I mean, you're running out of opportunities.
That's why we're the armchair quarterbacks, Kenny.
And now they've got the experienced Reece Perkins on the edge. I think you'll have a much harder time fooling him.
Mm-hmm. Sending double off the left side and the right side.
And they're going to pass it here. But Bakel is not in a great position. What can he do? He can get sacked is what he can do.
And then flag down.
Flying in. Well, what we've been seeing in the NFL here, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a roughing the passer. What do you think about that, mate? They've been run. They've been pounding and pounding and pounding. It looks like the flag is irrelevant. They're still changing sides. And then the decision to pass there on 4th and short.
Yeah, no, I'd set it up there. Why? Just, if they'd run it and lost a yard, they're still in a better position. I still would have liked to, obviously that 3rd down was the time for the quarterback keep. You didn't have to pass it. It didn't work anyway.
Yeah, it's on the offense. Obviously the penalties declined and the Stingrays will take over on downs.
I think it's a good thing to know as a coach when you're doing that. So it's 4th down and 2 from the 1 yard line. You know what the defense is doing, so you just plan for that.
Here goes James Taylor, who's having a whale of a night, and that looks like it'll continue. Another positive run there.
JT, good run. Nice job by number 11 there, Jack Byrne there. You watch here, he's the cornerback for the Raptors there. He stays on the outside till JT cuts back on the end, so protecting the edge there. Nice job.
Well, if they are continuing to play this
Stingrays in the double stack.
Change that. I thought they were playing
Previous.
the
Now
Raptors.
they're 1st and 10.
Single high for the Raptors. Malloy with James Taylor in the backfield.
One very deep safety for the Raptors. He's about 30 yards deep.
And they're throwing short underneath the Kawaro, and they'll take it, pick up about 2 yards, 3 depending on the angle.
Just a little sit breakout route. Brings up 2nd down and about 6 yards. But yeah, see, it's about 20. He's a little bit closer. I'm just looking at the safety for the Raptors. He's about 20 yards deep.
And there will be a pitch out to Taylor. Taylor, he's putting his foot in the dirt and now climbing the ladder.
Oh, the invisible
trapdoor! He's a big man.
Sniper!
He's trying to play running back of a man about 20 pounds lighter than him.
It's Barry Sanders in Jerome Bettis' body.
It just doesn't. Their body it doesn't want to compute.
He's doing so well, though. Great run, James.
I don't think he's had a run for any less than 4 yards at the moment.
Yeah.
So
great job there, showing that the field is a little bit dewy at the moment.
2x2 set now, and they'll bring Kawaro in motion, bring him out to the left-hand side, making that a 3x1 pass. The snap is bad. It's over Malloy's head. Malloy, he'll just take this, and they'll live to fight another down. Malloy actually keeping his cool pretty well there.
Really nice job there from Mr. Gardner at the fullback, I think, position 39, actually protecting his quarterback. That's a good heads-up play. Really had his back as Damo was down on the ground. He just said, no, nobody's touching my quarterback.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's a good sense. Good sense there.
It's a rookie running back. Hasn't played before as a rugby league player, and his 2-minute warning has just happened. Final 2 minutes of this half. But
I love that as a band name. 2-minute warning. 2nd down, and oh my goodness, look at that.
22. But yeah, no, Gardner only came into the call-up from head coach Lance Dongigila, or co-head coach, I should say. Dylan Napier with his 2nd catch of the day. Cuts it back inside, stretches his long limbs to get as many yards as possible at the end of that. And the Stingrays in the
That's not bad. He's got 10, he almost got 12 yards from that. It's now 3rd down and 9 when it was 3rd down and 20 something before.
Well, he didn't get out of bounds, chose to cut back instead, so clock will start once his ball's
That's all right.
set.
They've got time. They got time. They can score.
Malloy. 3 receivers to the left, but it'll be give to Taylor. Taylor taken up stairs and eventually finished off by Corey Pettit.
Time out to the Stingrays.
That'll be their 2nd time out of the half.
That will bring up 4th down and about 6 yards.
Stops the clock, but also gives them an opportunity to figure out how they want to finish out this half. They are up 21 points to 8. There's probably no real pressure to add another score there, so they could punt it on the back of the way their defense is playing at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. But that's it. The Raptors are still there. They drove that well before, and they got a chance. We'll see how we go. But yeah, really, you can pretty much do anything you want here. Just keep it on the ground, have a shot, whatever you want to do. It's not a bad position to give the ball away if it's 4th down and you're incomplete.
Dare I say it, that's probably, if that's the case where neither decision is wrong, it's a pretty damn good time for a fake punt.
Oh, look out, Kenny's thinking. Madden suggests fake punt.
Madden suggests fake punt every play.
Nah, let's have a crack.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Let's have a shot.
Not going to be coy about it at all. 2 receivers split evenly. Hobby inside, and they get him.
No, I'm looking at 68 for the Stingrays.
Or are they going to call for start?
I'm looking at Jesse Sharp.
Yeah, and I think that's the case because I've heard punt now, so they obviously know it was on the offense. They're sending the punt unit out now. Malloy was frustrated with Tim Redshaw there, saying, "Why didn't you let it play?" Well, because the penalty's not for you, son.
And thank you. Yep, Jesse Sharp.
There you go.
Just jumped a little early there.
It is
I'd love to hear if Damon's yelling, punt, punt, and this is where they fake punt. That'd be hilarious.
It would be brilliant.
I'd set that up.
Oh, that's brilliant. And but it is interesting though, the ongoing battle between White Hat Tim Redshaw and Damien Malloy. They've exchanged words for many years now. Deep down, they're probably best friends. They just don't know it yet. They decide to punt here after that last penalty.
Oh, he's fallen over.
He's fallen over and it's been touched by the Stingrays. Not that that matters now. It's been touched by the Raptors.
Oh, here we go. This will be interesting. Oh, 23's down. 23 has hurt himself. That's Jamie McFarlane.
He's been playing brilliantly so far. Well, we did wonder how this field is going to hold up. Has it been too good now?
Yeah, that is a non-contact hit. He simply lost his footing on the grass, and it does look bad.
Don't know if we've got any replays up there, but if we've got the wide shot, it certainly had it in action. But yeah, well,
we also need to find out what actually just happened.
Yeah,
we had who touched what, and
well, on first look, it looked like to me number 44 Michael Hay. He's walked over the punt and likely touched it in the process, but we are watching from quite far away. In the meantime, it's McFarlane down.
He's in quite a bit of pain there too. I can see the Raptors heading to the sideline. Sitting up a little bit, but this is great.
Jared Garrity out there, the head coach of the Colton the junior program, and also obviously assisting.
You can almost, I think, I'm just pointing that's the tuft
divot.
You can see just halfway between the player and the live stream logo. There's quite a bit of dirt brought up there. I believe that's where he's gone over. He's gone to field the punt and slammed on the brakes, and I think the legs have gone him out from underneath him.
It's funny too. Now the head coach out to take a look at him. And people are breaking huddles, but the players not moved. We might actually take a short break while the players looked over, and we'll be back on the other side. As you can see, McFarlane's been carried off the field now. Actually, he's got the old chairlift going off, so that'll be a huge hit to that defense.
Yeah, he's just had a great night so far. Jamie McFarlane, all the best for the recovery, young man.
We moved him down to a bit of a limp now, seeing how much weight he can put on it. You can see on the top of your screen to the left there.
He's not even moving that left ankle.
He doesn't even try to attempt putting any weight on that left foot, whether it's a knee or an ankle.
So we've obviously offense and defense are out in the field, so we know what's happened. So it's first down and 10 for the Raptors.
Not a whole lot of argument by the Stingrays as well. I thought that would be a pretty contentious call inside the final 2 minutes. The Raptors in possession for Bakel. He's back with his two running backs. 1 minute 6 to try and get it done if they want to add some more points on the board. Actually, it's a new running back in. There was an 83 I saw. James Raku.
They switched it on you, Kenny. Going to check the sheet.
And now we've got another.
Oh, yep, new running back there. We've got another player down again.
It's a Raptor.
He's face down into the dirt, which is not good. Did I say 79?
If that's the case, that's Jay Hansbergen.
Love a man with two A's in the name.
He's trying to get up now. The head coach is there.
Oh, that's good. He's walking off.
Managed to get up. 72, actually. Benjamin Townrow.
Oh, good to see you back in there. Kenny, you can see on the screen there that Bolts is back.
Yeah, he's back from his gallivanting of North America.
If you're friends on Facebook.
Also, Lawrence Tongi-Kila there. The key thing is his hand looks a lot better now. The bandages seem to be off of the compound fracture he had to his pinky finger.
Compound fracture.
We had a good time trying to figure out what was wrong with him there. We thought it was actually a chest injury for a long time because he was holding it there, but it turns out he was just trying not to look at his pinky that was just splitting out of his hand.
Is this supposed to be attached like this?
It's interesting though, he didn't notice that first. He actually had cramps first, which is the first pain he noticed. Then he looked at his pinky and saw the bones.
Oh, look, a right angle.
I don't think I'm supposed to see the one.
Yeah. Second down and about 9 yards. We are under a minute to go in the first half.
21 points to 8. The Stingrays at home lead the Raptors. Not changing personnel. Raptors stay in here on second down. And Verbakel doesn't keep it. I thought he might at that time. And they add another couple of yards to that. The clock continues to run inside 30 seconds now.
Not a bad job there by the Stingrays D-line there, recognising it was a nice quick handoff to the fullback, your mate. Mm-hmm. But they realised that he had the ball pretty quickly, wrapped him up. It is a half a second judgment from the D-line to figure out, is he a fullback and lead blocking, or does he have the ball? And do I let them go and then go for the guy with the ball? Nice job by the Stingrays D-line.
Stay in the I formation.
It's third down and about 6.
Well, they didn't call a timeout. They were trying to run the clock out, and they successfully did that, leaving with us with the halftime score of 21 points to 8. The Stingrays over the Raptors here at halftime. Week 11, the final game of Week 11 here in Gridiron, Queensland. Kenny Andres and John Hollywood Rowe will be back here for the second half on GQ TV very shortly. All right, welcome back. Huge second half upcoming. We're almost set to kick off here in Week 11, final game of Gridiron, Queensland's men's division in Week 11. Now, John Hollywood Rowe has stepped off to be the socialite millionaire he is, and he's gone off to a party. So in the second half, I've got someone even more special. Joining us from the North Queensland part of our Gridiron Queensland family is Kyle Reynolds. Mate, you're here down for work, and you thought, why not catch a bit of GQ action while you're at it?
Yeah, mate. Well, I haven't been down to Brisbane much. Obviously been a bit busy up there with our Gridiron, but thought I'd come down and watch some really good Gridiron, and it's shaping up to be a really good game at the moment. Stingrays obviously being a little bit strong. That 39, he is an absolute gun right there.
Gardner.
He is a weapon. Absolutely. An absolute weapon.
Absolutely, he's proven that. Unlucky to have a punt return touchdown callback in the first half, and looking to add himself onto the score sheet here in the second.
Yeah, I don't see him keeping him out of the end zone. Not with the way he's been running all night. He's dropping tackles left, right, and centre, and making good yards for the Stingrays.
Now here's something interesting. We talked off camera, and mate, we'll wait till the end of this play. But the goal line decision by the Raptors, I wasn't able to jump over to their camp and ask their OC about it. But we'll get your opinion on it in a second. Here goes Gardner again. It's another
good 5 yards straight up the middle.
Run up the middle.
That's good.
Now they went to the pass, obviously on fourth and very, very short, mate. You had a very different opinion about it.
Oh, mate, I was sitting there and I'm looking at it. They'd already brought the Stingrays into the middle of the field. Three failed rushes up the middle. All they needed to do out of that I form was swing it wide, go with the sweep, get the pitch out to the outside, and put that running back one-on-one with a cornerback. I reckon that was easy points right there.
Oh, they'll die wondering now, won't they?
Yeah, that's it.
5.
Oh, a bit of a reverse.
And Dylan Napier now.
Oh, he's got some space. Does he get it?
And
that was
down inside the 30.
That was a good run.
So Napier getting a bit cold after catching his touchdown in the first quarter. Now gets involved in the run game.
That was a good touchdown actually. That touchdown in the first quarter, it was really good. Yeah.
And Malloy, not sure if you were caught on this part of it, hasn't played quarterback much this season, and starting quarterback John Kari was coming back from a hamstring injury as he got to take another carry on first down. Hamstring injury that's held him out ever since. Oh, wait a minute. Hold that thought. Davida Fafita getting involved in the after-school curricula there. Let's see if we catch it on the replay here. It's obviously a decent run there from Gardner. Now look at 46.
Oh, come on now, mate.
And he picked probably one of the worst people to do it. It's big here. It's Williams.
You know, I understand playing to the whistle, but he's cutting it a bit fine there.
That's playing through to the whistle all the way to the GH.
Yeah, that's it. Just a bit of a shout out to Harley Johnson. You can't see him on screen right now, but he's actually on the left sideline officiating. He's actually one of the Cairns boys from up in North Queensland. So, he's doing well coming down here to officiate a few games. So
Lord knows we need him, and hopefully he brings back whatever he can learn from the SEQ officiating team here, and obviously bring that back up to you guys as well.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I mean, the more experience we have across this entire state, the better Gridiron is. Full stop. So yeah.
It'd be our dream one day to maybe hopefully build, the North and Central divisions to pretty much bring it to another conference of Gridiron Queensland and have some North-South conference going one day.
Oh, mate, that's the dream.
Here we go. It's Hobby in motion, and now Malloy says, "Stuff this. I'll take it myself."
Find your block. There you go. Oh, excellent.
And find the pylon is Malloy. We were wondering when he would let his running game unleashed, and they don't wait too long into the second half to do it.
He's got some wheels.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, now you definitely do. That's for sure. Nearly took the camera out.
We just saw the camera. I think it's Ethan on our camera down there on the sideline. He gets nice and close with Damien Malloy. Damien Malloy, that's vintage Malloy right there. And if things aren't working in the past game, it's something you can always come back to. One of the best running quarterbacks this league has ever seen.
Yeah, he's definitely got some wheels. That was a bit surprising. Hadn't seen him do that much this game, but it was good to watch.
Oh, if you put on the highlights of the 2016 Sun Bowl, you'll see plenty of that.
Right, definitely will have to go back and have a look.
And we're going to take a look at it again. Let's see how close he actually does get with our sideline cameraman here. And, well, we don't see it because we've seen the lineman, and that's Malloy. Let's take one more look there, and you knew from the start it was a design QB run. Gardner gets in and gets the final block that springs him, and that's another 6 points on the board, +7 including +1 including the PAT. The score now moves to 28 points to 8, 20 points the margin. And the Raptors, they were certainly hanging in there for the first half. That's an early dagger, and that can really take the wind out of your sails for the second half, can't it?
Oh, look, honestly, if they'd come back and they'd scored first, I think they might have gotten a bit of confidence about it. But this game is a war of attrition, and the Stingrays do have quite a big squad. So we'll be looking to the Raptors sort of to flag a bit, getting a bit tired, that kind of thing. But hopefully we'll get some fight out of them, and hopefully they can put some more points back on the board.
Indeed. For those who don't know, Colrods, obviously you're now part of the North Queensland part of GQ, but you started your Gridiron career down in Canberra.
Yeah, I actually started playing when I was 18, back in 2008 with the UC Firebirds.
Oh, yes.
And actually played against one John Coach Hollywood Rowe. He was playing
twilight years,
back in his twilight years, towards the end of his career. But he was playing quarterback for the Gladiators down there. So
heavy contact.
Yeah, put his shoulder down, got a few more yards.
2008, he was obviously coaching and playing back then as well, because 2009 he was coaching against me.
Oh, there you go.
In the junior leagues.
He's a good bloke, John. I do enjoy a bit of John.
Plenty of time for John.
Yeah, definitely. We bit of trivia actually at the moment. The quarterback for the Townsville Cyclones is an ex-Stingray.
Oh, who's that?
Ryan Pedley.
Oh, how about that?
He used to play number 7 for the Stingrays, a wide receiver. He's got some highlights himself, actually.
He would have been catching. If memory serves. Kyle Lowe back in the day. There we go. First down and 10. Verbakel assesses the defense standing up before moving in under center. 2 backs. And they'll give this back. I think that is Su Chun taking the carry. They have been rotating between Su Chun, Basia, and McLean. McLean ripping off a 75-yard touchdown in the first quarter. I think that's actually Basia taking the carry there. For those who didn't catch the first game, it was a ripper in the women's division. The Bayside Ravens claiming the minor premiership with a 17 with a final score in the 17 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter to jump ahead of the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that pretty much, with the way the women's division has fallen out this year, sends them to the Sun Bowl, and it'll be a matter of who takes them on between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Griffith Uni Thunder, which is hard to pick because the Gold Coast Stingrays match up well against the Ravens, and the Ravens put the sword to the Thunder for most of the games this season, and yet the Thunder have got the record over the Stingrays at the moment, so try to work that out, the old triangle of death between those two.
Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit of a roundabout this year when it comes to the SEQ, especially watching from up north, watching the live streams obviously, but
interrupt that thought, a huge hit there from the defensive backfield from the Stingrays.
Yeah. Good on him for getting straight up, but he took a lick there. He definitely took a lick there.
That happened right in line with our commentary box here. And let's see who comes. Three of them at the same time. That's why Scott Bice in there.
Swarming to the defense, swarming to the ball. That was
along with, I think, 43 in Napier.
So,
but yeah, the SEQ division.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more competitive than what it was last year. Actually, watching that, Ravens and Stingrays last year were running away with it, but this year Rhinos have really stepped up, and it's really good to see that a lot of teams are starting to even out the playing field, and.
And we're just getting a question sent in here, and it touches on something I brought in earlier about having a North Conference and a South-East Conference there, and obviously that's the dream one day, that perhaps a team from Townsville, from Cairns, from Rockhampton comes down to SQ, or SQ goes up there and tests their mettle, and we get a bit of a North versus South championship game going. But it's certainly not out of the question. I think it's in a couple of years, it's certainly a conversation we'll have.
No, well, definitely a conversation that we'll be having. I mean, we're starting to talk about it up in North at the moment, because, our league's spread out over 900 kilometres. You got the Cairns Falcons.
Every game's an away trip.
Yeah. Well, it's always a 4-hour trip to go play an away game, but it does bring us tighter knit. We do have to work together a lot to make Gridiron grow in North Queensland, and if we can continue that coming down the coast as much as possible, obviously with the help of GQ and GA, then that's the dream, to get a full Queensland competition. So
absolutely. Well, we've got more to add to that. We'll wait till the end of this break. Verbakel, short step. It's a draw play, and it nets them about a yard, maybe a yard and a half if they're lucky. That unfortunately on third down isn't enough to convert. They'll bring up fourth. Let's see if Verbakel comes off the field. And no, they're gonna take him off, and they'll bring out the punting unit. I think Verbakel's waiting for a call. He'll stay in there. They'll go for it on fourth.
Sort of have to at this point in the game.
Oh, nope. Now he comes on the field, they change their mind.
There he goes.
So I guess you sort of don't.
Yeah, sort of don't.
Ben Langton coming on to punt. He is, last time we saw him, he started off with two great punts, and then he had the awkward snap that actually led to the illegal batting penalty. So let's see if he can go back to his good punting ways. Back deep to return is Gardner.
Don't think the referees were ready for that.
Referees will discuss something. Oh no, is that the end of the... Can't be, surely not. What's the flag for? And it's a timeout. Timeout to the Raptors. Raptors might be changing their mind, and maybe they're siding with you, mate, and going for it, trailing 20 points midway through the third.
Who knows? Maybe they'll even run a sweep on that zone coverage for the cornerbacks.
Well, it is fourth and short.
Might give them a few yards out the side there.
I'm still waiting for when Verbakel keeps it on some of these fakes he's been running. So,
yeah, well, it's looking like Raptors do have a little bit of speed, but they just seem to keep pounding it straight up the middle against a pretty stingy Stingrays front seven. So. Not making many comments about that one, but
we talk about let's talk about the Stingrays for a quick second. About part of the reason why they're not leading the charge compared to previous years was some of their key losses. And last year they were boasting Ben Kari, his brother John, obviously still back here playing quarterback. He's overseas now doing his thing, playing defense now actually, I believe, at a JUCO. Kyle Bopit's no longer on the perimeters there to help in the passing game. Tom Trevini, the young cornerback, was looking promising. He's gone on a big European trip. And probably two of the biggest losses there, Frankie Passamani and head coach Ben Walker there. Passamani, both for what he brings to the on the field at strong safety, but also he was effectively their defensive coordinator. So that's a lot of positions to make up for, with big Frankie Passamani unfortunately serving a quite a lengthy suspension, but that's another story. Fourth down, and now Verbakel keeps it.
Here he goes.
Has he got the edge? Can he get there? Yes,
we go.
he has.
First down. Excellent.
Oh, and then some. Takes it out of bounds. Jeez, it's just... I'm wondering when they were going to bring it out. They finally bring it out on a key fourth down, and what do you know? It works.
Cornerbacks in soft coverage. Take it out to the outside. Oh, he had all the space in the world to run that.
And I swear, you look back at the goal line play where you wanted to sweep, I wanted a keeper.
Yep.
Well, hopefully, they'll for our sake of our armchair quarterbacking, they might look to using either of those.
Oh, everybody loves a good armchair quarterback anyway.
Somehow managed to get a job out of it. First down and 10.
Taking it from the Stingrays, back up north a little bit. Big shout out to Mackay, actually. Mackay Mavericks. I'm getting a few questions from a few of the lads just there.
Oh, big man on
another
big
big
man.
shot.
Oh, laying a hit there is Dorian Apiata.
Good on him for keep holding on to the ball there. That was helmet straight to the ball by the looks of things.
And that is not a small man. That is one of the veterans, David Turbo Malcolm. That's his first touch of the game, and geez, he doesn't get rewarded for it, does he?
I think he made more yards flying through the air off of that hit than he did on his feet.
And he'll take it. Malloy's upset with Tim. Their verbal altercations continue. Not liking that someone was hit behind the line of scrimmage or something. Well, it's all academic now. Second down. We'll get back to Mackay in a moment. And this ball's been popped out. Who will recover? It looks like it has been recovered by the Raptors. Jeez, everyone had their heart in their mouths for a moment in that play. And it's just a bad exchange right there. Scott Bice eventually tackling, but the man who lost the ball actually recovers it. But you were saying Mackay, sorry mate.
So Mackay only came into the league up north last year, actually, and they first game we played against them at home, they actually gave us a good punch in the mouth and took away a win from us. So look, I've got to hand it to the staff down there and all the players in Mackay. They've come into this league and our league, and they've really been firing on all cylinders and made a name for themselves very, very quickly. So it'll be really interesting to see how they go at 11-a-side this year. So in their second year. So
hopefully the development for the sake of everyone's benefit. It continues. A deep drop here from Verbakel. Verbakel over the middle, looking for Alec Thompson. Hits about 6 individual hands, 3 pairs between them.
Bit of a pinball play there.
And, unfortunately for the Raptors, falls incomplete.
That was some good protection from the running backs there on those defensive ends. Gave the quarterback there enough time to step up into the pocket and make that throw. But that was good pass defense by the Stingray secondary. They were all over it.
Brings up fourth down though, and once again the Raptors, well, you don't take this long to huddle for a punt, so looks like they're going for it. Ball on their own 41. Just a reminder that our fields are 90 yards, so only 5 yards to halfway. The 10 yards is taken away from the middle of the field. And, well, apparently you do huddle to punt it.
Oh.
And it goes right up in the air, bags him about, what? Oh, is it still going? No, picks up about, what, 4 yards in total.
It wasn't far enough.
So I don't think he got enough of that with his foot.
What was that?
It's only 9 yards away.
You only got to be 7 to get your protection.
So, yeah, they choose to punt it on that particular situation there, and unfortunately doesn't net a whole lot. They're almost, given the field position now, definitely better off just going for it, but everything's, hindsight is 20/20. But another topic, just before we step too far away from the idea of a north versus sort of southeast game, is a bit of an all-star game. An all-star collection of southern players taking on a collection of Rockhampton, and Mackay and Townsville and Cairns, etc., etc. Oh, hang on. We'll talk about that in a second. Look at the run.
He's still
here from
going.
the
He hasn't
Stingrays.
gone down.
It's
Get
way
off
to
him.
Finish off the run.
Oh.
Takes it down to the 10.
Puts the boomstick down. He is a player. Gardner is an absolute ball player.
And he's still new to the game. He's one of the older rookies in the team. There you can see he changes that ball a little bit late, but he gets there enough to finish off that run.
Oh, to have that power and be young again.
And then Malloy looking
in the corner.
Polluted in the corner.
Too easy.
Brings his feet in. Fantastic catch for the young wide receiver. And to think he is only 19, he'll only get better with age. That's if he stays in this country. I believe to my memory, he has got American connections, so he might not be in GQ for too long.
That is some good awareness, seeing he was at the back of the end zone. Didn't really need the toe tap, but it's good to see that he got it down.
It's something he practices a lot. If I think it was the 2000, it might have even just been last year against the Bayside Ravens, a clutch toe tapping touchdown in the back of the end zone to grab the lead.
There's not much better than a toe tap and touchdown out the back, is there?
As Nate Burleson likes to say, is this PAT is successful? The toe drag swag.
Yeah, getting back onto the North Queensland versus Southeast Queensland. Look, I'm not entirely sure how far away Rocky is, but there definitely have been murmurs. Nothing, too concrete about that. But it's a lot for North Queensland at the moment. It has been cementing, what we've been doing. So, Cairns, they've just come in with a new head coach, Jim Garcia. He's looking really good. He's been involved with Cairns Gridiron for many years. Very experienced. Townsville, we've got a new head coach as well, Adam Ortieri. He's been around since 2010 when we first started trying up there, and then you've got Jim down in Mackay, and he's been watching the game and playing the game all his life. So with the kind of experience that we are getting in the coaching staff up in North Queensland, especially when we've got guys like John Rowe and Michael Kerr from the WA, and guys like Matt Long down in ACT who are willing to come up and give their time to help the coaches, help the players, especially juniors as well. It's only going from strength to strength, and we can start having these conversations these days, whereas a few years back we weren't quite there. So it's really exciting to see what we can get going up there.
You're still well and truly in the infancy, and the best part of infancy, mate, it's when you get to start the dream. So big things ahead for Gridiron in this state. And another high but short kick, and it's a recoverable. They need to get on it. The Raptors, they do. And Pasia grabs that. Jeez, another hot in your mouth moment for the Raptors. They do recover, and they are back on the ball. 34 points to 8. The score, the Raptors are trailing the Stingrays here in the third quarter. And Raptors now, the margin is blowing out, and there is a lot more pressure for them to score a lot more quickly, which isn't exactly their MO, you could say, despite having a very, very quick score in that first quarter through a long run via Zachary McLean. But
yeah, a few big splash plays from the Stingrays, but mostly it's been a lot of death by 1,000 paper cuts. Lots of screen passes. They've been running them really, really well, and the Raptors just haven't seemed to be able to adjust to those quick screen passes.
Still in this 21 personnel.
Fullback dive straight up the middle.
Yeah, Pezzi's been busy. Well, they've got an identity of the Raptors, and they're sticking to it. And it's how you build over long terms there. Keep trying to reinvent yourself every other week, and then just no one really learns anything.
No, well, it's good to see Smash Mouth football still alive. Bit of eye form straight up the guts.
Yeah, it's a dying art, the old 21 or 22 personnel with the two backs up the middle.
That's it. Well, people seem to think that with the speed that the way the speed of the game is going these days, spread offenses are the way to exploit that. So, but speaking about the Raptors,
play I wanted to highlight there, and about to come up, is somebody ripped it against the Rhinos in the second half, which was running back Tisu Chun there, but it's actually been more Pissia and McLean who've really been dominating the running ranks. Not to say that Suchun hasn't contributed in his part, but yeah, hopefully maybe in the back end of this fourth quarter he can get his running game going. He won their last offensive player of the game when they played 3 weeks ago, as we're getting some love from one of the supporters here who clearly didn't want to stay. But, and there you can see that was last week's defensive play. The last time they played, the defensive player of the week, which is number 54, Timothy Valsky. They're coming out of the timeout. We've got one more game in the regular season for GQTV. It is ladies round from 1:30 p.m. We've got the Bayside Ravens taking on the Griffith Uni Thunder, and then at 4 p.m. the Raptors taking on the Gold Coast Stingrays for their last hit out of 2018. Verbakel with a deep drop, throwing long. He's got one-on-one coverage. The pass is short, and they're throwing a flag on that. I think the Stingrays have an argument for uncatchability here, but looks like they will call that, and the Raptors might have earned themselves a first down.
A little bit underthrown, but
OPI is the call from Damien Malloy. I'm getting told.
I can see the push off, but he was trying to get back to it. We'll see how the referees call this.
And well,
DPI.
If Malloy was a betting man, he'd be down at the moment. He's a man betting against Winks, apparently, today.
He's lucky he's got wheels to burn.
Damien Malloy is the only man I know who will have an active conversation on the field with me in the commentary box while there's a stream going on.
You'll have to come up to Townsville. I'll make sure that I have a conversation with you, mate.
We'll just have to have a mic. We'll have to mic up Malloy one day, I swear. I don't know how we're going to have it, Paul. Paul's the director. I know he's listening in right now. We're going to have to find a way to. We're going to have to find a way to mic up Malloy at some point. We'll make it happen. First down sometime before he retires, which, knowing him, might be another 10 years. First down for the Raptors following that defensive pass interference. A nice little run set up here to Raku.
Can he step past it? Oh,
he's lost the ball and has been stripped. Scott Bice recovers. And that's first down for the Stingrays. It was a crazy run, but unfortunately, sometimes with those crazy runs, butts go flying everywhere, including the football.
He did find the hole. He got a few key blocks there, but just couldn't hold on to it from the strip from number 4 there.
Yeah,
Reece Perkins, by the looks of it.
He knows his way around
strip.
a turnover.
Yeah,
Reece Perkins, a couple seasons removed from about 20 picks over 2 seasons, so has a nose for football.
They are some stats.
Might have been 20 turnovers, but still, I don't think that's any less impressive.
Yeah. Getting a bit of flack from the boys up north. I haven't plugged our first game of the season.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
First down and 10. Gardner with another carry. He'll go east here to try and find some more yardage, which he gets. And we'll have to get a measure here for a first down.
That's got to be close. So North Queensland Reef Bowl Championship kicks off on the 3rd of November at 5 p.m. in Townsville. We don't quite have the setup that the Southeast Queensland does for the streaming, but we will be live streaming the game on our Facebook page, Townsville Cyclones Gridiron. So if you want to watch a bit of the Cairns Falcons take on the Townsville Cyclones in a rematch of the Reef Bowl from last year, jump onto the Townsville Cyclones Facebook page and have a look. 3rd of November.
We'll make sure GQ knows about that on their Facebook page. Malloy with a short pass out to James Taylor, who's having a great game so far. That continues. And he is eventually taken down there from Suchun. It looks like he might have injured himself on that tackle.
A little bit of a limp, probably, but just a stinger. He'll be back on.
And I've talked about it in the first half. For a big man, he can change directions really quickly.
Yeah, I noticed that. He does have a very, very quick step. Hard cut straight into the ground, and he's off one leg. That's it's hard to teach. You sort of just got to know how to do that one.
Indeed, a first down and 10. Speed option now. No, it'll be a designed quarterback lead. Malloy's looking for blocks. Ooh, lowering the shoulder and now he's looking for a penalty. It's quality value, Malloy. Oh, if you only could hear some of the audio we're picking up right now. He's at the point he's being comical with the referees now. Which I think if you're a ref, you'll take that compared to, I think, taking the Mickey Malloy's a little easier to deal with than angry Malloy.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of angry Malloy when things weren't going quite the way that he wanted to in the first half. I could understand that. May or may not have acted the same way sometimes on the field myself.
Yeah, a bit of reputation comes with you up there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Second down, and we've got a Raptor down. I think it is Su Chun. Yeah, he injured it a couple plays ago when he made the tackle on James Taylor, and I think right now he's just finally succumbing to it. Checking the field to see if Jordan Appy, number 9, is on the field yet. He's no, he's still on the bench there. He came in with a late withdrawal of John Kari to help fill in the defensive backfield. Made his debut at the senior level a couple of weeks ago against the Bayside Ravens.
It's always good to see juniors stepping up into the seniors team. It's obviously where the future is, and getting juniors up in North Queensland is one of our biggest priorities at the moment.
Yeah.
So
don't go past grassroots footy, mate.
That's it.
James Taylor in motion. They'll flip it to him. He'll find some space. Hasn't been touched yet.
Gets the outside.
Oh, and he's gone and in. James Taylor.
Flag on the play.
Flag at the back end of the play. And it's seemingly on the offense. I think it might be a holding call here. Indeed it is. On hits Williams, left tackle for the Gold Coast Stingrays. I've just seen Tommy Turzok warming up his leg there in case a field goal is needed. Anyone attempted field goals up north yet, mate?
Yeah, we've attempted a few. Haven't posts. When we first started, we didn't have posts, so having posts obviously helps that.
It does, yeah.
I was kicking field goals last year for the Cyclones.
There you go. Wait a minute, Gardner breaking tackles.
Oh, still running, still going.
And taking it inside the 10, probably looking about 6 yards out from the goal line.
When you've got a bell cow back that's that fast and with that much power, it's obviously makes it very easy for your team.
He's developing a bit of a reputation there, Gardner, in his first year. Obviously, men's Aussie camp, Aussie World Cup is next year. And he might be putting in a late claim for that. See if he can sneak in a look. Paludin with a knee on the ground. I would have thought his knee was on the ground when he caught that. And now there's plenty of noise coming from the Stingray sideline regarding a late tackle. Let's just take a look on replay here. I could have sworn his knee's down. They're slowing it down for us. And let's see if we catch it. Well, we're not going to quite pick it up on that shot anyway, but the referees were there. They believed knee was off the ground. And Mariani there's dealing with the penalty there, so that'll be enforced on the kickoff. Oh, looking at that. Yeah, I think I might have... Oh, maybe he got the knee up, actually, by the time he possesses it. That's a 50-50 call, so if the referee felt his knee was up, I have no objections. So, no arguments about that late hit, though. Here comes Turzok. Boots it up with the left foot. And one thing that's interesting, actually, John Hollywood Rowe and I were complimenting Napier in the first half about being actually a skilled and talented holder. Not only is he proven to be able to do that with the other kickers of the Stingrays, but Terzok's the left foot kicker here, so he's had to reverse all his knowledge and catch it actually from the other side, which is not an easy thing to do. It's a different leg down, it's generally different mechanics, so he's had to get used to holding from the left side of the field.
That is a skill, especially when you've got to work with your kickers at all times, because obviously you've got to get your timing down, you've got to get the ball down, laces out, Dan. But it's not an easy thing to do. The holder last year for the Cyclones, Bowden Brun, one of my best mates. He
tunes in regularly.
Sometimes he had issues with it, but I think we kicked maybe 2 field goals. I think I missed maybe 20.
The thing is, though, when you look at college, you look at NFL, it looks easy. But those guys, their special positions, they get to practice that very, very regularly. You guys practice it, maybe once a practice?
10 minutes at the end of training, maybe. Amateur sport, we're down there to play, and you've got a lot of things to put into a very short amount of time when you're training. So,
only, on average, about 4 hours a week. That's if everyone's showing up.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Did I just see one of the biggest hits of the game from the same team?
I believe you did.
This game has everything.
Yes, it is.
And bloody hell, it's Alec Thompson, who's got some ability. Unfortunately, Jean-Pascal Palant is going to get one of the hits of the game. Probably not in the way he wanted. Whoosh.
He was looking for the block there to spring him free, and I don't think they were on the same page on that play.
When the coach tells you hit the first thing that moves, they're generally in the opposition colour.
That's exactly it.
They'll laugh about that at the end of the game. That'll be a good story over beers to come. First down at Raptors. Let's see if they can fight to get back on the scoreboard here with 1:17 remaining in the third. Stingrays have definitely taken full control of this game. I think there might be Simon Pizia powering forward. That is the case, number 24. Giving him props for being a fullback in the first half. He's now moved to the tailback position, where he'll officially attract 3 times the girls, or guys, if that's his thing. Not sure. Pretty sure he's actually happily married, so.
Yeah, then you've got the problem of his wife coming down with a stick to chase the girls away.
Second down and 6. 41-8 the score now, after a 21-8 halftime scoreline. And Verbekel throws out to the right, incomplete. And that'll bring
a little bit too ahead of his receiver just there.
And it's hard throwing those. He's effectively throwing it off a one-step drop there. Those slants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna critique too much. I can't do it, so.
But recruitment. That's obviously a little bit different for you guys up there. With you probably have to cast a pretty wide net there to try and track people into your respective towns.
Yeah, so obviously it's a town in each city, so it's a little bit easy in that respect, because all we've really got to do is get the word out that Gridiron is actually a sport. Obviously, Cowboys country, very heavily rugby league up there. Yeah. So letting guys know that there is a different avenue for them to play. So that's been one of the biggest issues at the moment. We'll keep going.
Some more swarming defense. The confidence of this Stingrays defense only growing throughout the third quarter. But it is tough. But even not even the Cowboys. I mean, there's a strong Intrust Supercup presence out there in all those towns as well, with Central Queensland, Mackay, with teams.
Yeah, and even in Cairns, they've got quite a big AFL following as well up there. The Suns go up there and they play a few games up there as well. So That is one of the reasons our season is a little bit later than yours. We have to stay out of the way of rugby league and
field allocation alone, right?
Yeah, field allocation and just getting players.
Recruitment.
Because most of the guys are still young. They're still keen to play rugby and gridiron.
Yeah. Porque no los dos?
Yeah.
But
myself, I'm a little bit too old to keep doing that, so I had to make a choice, and obviously gridiron won out.
Yeah, but no, it's obviously affected. Obviously, not to the scale you guys probably have to deal with. You obviously have plenty of fields and whatnot, and probably a lot more density. But even the Gridiron Queensland season, as we know it, has been now traditionally moved back to where it used to be. If for a matter of about, it might only be 3 weeks in the grand scheme of things, but just to try and pick up some of those players on the back end, even if we are picking them up towards the more middle of the season rather than pre-season.
Yeah, well, athletes are athletes, and they're going to play a sport that they enjoy, and if they can play both, they will. So, a lot of head coaches don't mind.
Hang on, Reece Perkins on some open space here. He's been untouched. And then he will make it to the end zone. Wow, we've seen some action happen all the way in front of our commentary booth in front of us. We won't have any of the footage of that, but that was so far away from the play.
Play to the whistle.
Let's not take away this play from Reece Perkins. He's been wanting a good game for a little while now. He's outrun the special teams unit all the way to the goal line. Well done, Reece. The man who gave me plenty of time pre-game for an interview.
Nah, they didn't get it. We didn't get that one, but that was a good battle just there. Saw a slight bit of it in the bottom right of the screen as he ran past. But
he couldn't quite make the Raptors play, but it was William Mahe involved. He loves to play all the way to the whistle. Comes the lefty and Terzog. It's a bad snap. And just after we've been praising his holds all night, Dylan Napier can't quite bring that one in. He was flying incredibly fast and incredibly high. So their first failed PAT of the game. Stingrays, they lead now 47 points to 8. Now, there is a 35-point spread now, by my count. And that means the Raptors do have the option to go to a running clock should they choose. The choice is with the team behind. But given the Raptors were one of the teams leading the charge of making sure the team behind had the option in pre-season, in ahead of the season, I'm feeling they'll want to take every minute of this game. So,
I mean, they are still fighting. It's they haven't been completely blown out of the water by the Stingrays offense straight away, but like I was saying earlier in the second half, a war of attrition, and when you don't have a big sideline, it really hurts out there when you're playing some Iron Man football. It's I will say it's nice and cool down here. It is
compared to North Queensland. Absolutely,
it is quite. I'd say it'd be nice to play out there. Having played in both extremes, down in Canberra and in North Queensland.
I haven't played in North Queensland yet, but I certainly played in Canberra's cold before, or coached in it at least. And here goes a nice one, stripped again, recovered by the Raptors again. That's returning and looking dangerous was Pascal Pilat, the man who laid a hit last time.
Random.
And yeah, he's taking it. They're hungry for the ball. It's Dylan Napier that time stripping the ball, and I'm just getting a word that it is getting a bit dewy out there, so the ball's getting a little more slippery. And also further news, I'm getting confirmation that running clock has been put into play, so the clock will not stop here in the fourth quarter for anything other than timeouts and I believe change of possession. So first down. Verbakel in the shotgun now. And he'll sling it over the middle, trying to hit Alec Thompson. But it falls just short of his intended receiver. And bringing in second down. And So 2nd and 10 now, and a timeout. I know it's an injury timeout. A Raptors down. With a couple of these players down, you can understand why they've gone to the running clock. You can see for the Raptors,
it's good to see sportsmanship right there. Reece Perkins just making sure that the Raptor that's on the ground is not too badly injured.
Yeah, Bernardin getting some attention now. And as he gets looked over, we might take a quick break to take a look at some of our ads. Back shortly.
Hello, Paul Mills, live streaming Brisbane.
Yes, hello. Do you only do live streaming?
No, we do all sorts of video production, from television commercials through to corporate videos. We even teach students how to film and edit. We've got 17 years worth of television production, from programs to series.
And we're back after that break. Shout out to Livestream Brisbane, bringing us all the action here in Gridiron Queensland in 2018. Verbakel looking long, throwing long, and we've got a dual possession here. That will go to the offense if that's deemed a dual possession. And whoever is the DB, they made sure that wasn't the case. They've ripped it away. And claiming an interception is Luke Mitchell. And obviously they have to get aggressive now, the Raptors. And Alec Thompson, I believe that was probably a dual possession there, but winning the
battle on the ground.
It was Luke Mitchell, so he was rewarded with an INT. Yeah, well. And yeah, with that interception, the Stingrays look to defend their 47-8 point victory. Or lead, I should say, rather than victory. However, if the Raptors find a way to get a victory from here, I'll eat my hat.
I'll go get the hot sauce for you, mate.
Very much appreciated. Inside 9 minutes now. It's Malloy still in the game. They haven't gone to back up in Castle. James Taylor's still in the game too. Sorry, that's Gardner, my apologies. Gardner's finding blocks, ripping off defenders. He's still on his feet in the near side sideline. Breaking tackles, and he'll go the entire way. What a run here in the fourth quarter by Jonah Gardner.
Too big, too strong, too fast.
You can see the fatigue slipping into the Raptors defense now. They started the game so well, but Jonah Gardner appears he's still got plenty left in the tank.
He really does. They are, they've used him quite a bit tonight, and he's pulled off quite a few good big runs that he's been breaking tackles left, right and centre. I thought the Raptors had him behind the line there. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4 missed tackles before he even makes the first down. That's a barnstorming run right there.
6th and 7th.
The balance to stay in that close to the sideline and turn the corner, that takes a special kind of player right there. That's really impressed with his game.
Absolutely. Tursok here to try and redeem his last missed kick. It's up, it's good, and of the plays he actually got to kick with, and things are getting chippy. And the Gold Coast Stingrays, knowing they've got to keep players in check, they rip their players away. 7.5 minutes remaining now after that Jonah Gardner touchdown. Now it's really getting fun. The quote I've heard from the Stingrays sideline. But I mentioned it earlier, they've rotated the backs well. Between James Taylor and Gardner, they haven't really been driven into the ground. Every time they've looked like they've needed a break, they've just brought in the other back, and both have done just as good of a job.
And that's what you can do when you've got a two-headed beast in the backfield. I mean, bell cow backs, they have their time, but you really do need that secondary back that's able to make plays. You can't just send someone in that thinks they should get some time. You really need someone that knows what they're doing to be able to give that that back a spell, and you are taking the majority of the hits when you're in the backfield, and especially when there's some big boppers on the line down here. It's nice to be able to have a spell and watch from the sideline.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Plenty of impact felt by the running back. Speaking of impacts, didn't miss our little plug there from Impact Sports, our leading sponsor here, for our match day sponsor, I should say, on GQ TV here in week 11. Big thank out to Mr. Gill and Impact Sports. It's another high and long kick here from Terzok, fielded on the 1 yard line there. I think that's Thompson with the return. He'll bring it back. It's Thompson indeed, and the Raptors will get another opportunity. And probably the other factor to consider as well is that, particularly in some of these outside zone carries and these read option plays, you've got to respect the running threat that is Damian Malloy. So it pretty much means you're always holding that backside defender back and to make sure the running back's taking on as few defenders as they need to.
He's those few outside run plays that Malloy has kept himself. He hasn't even looked like he's been going to use the option. And I mean, from the look of it, that play was designed to be, an option to the side, and he's just tucked it and run himself. And that's that's testament to his confidence on his running game. And not knowing myself, but hearing that it's well deserved. So it's the Raptors have really been pressed hard in the run game from the Stingrays.
Rebecca with a 7-step drop, looking over the middle. He's got it. Pass completed there to the Raptors. Jean-Pascal Palant. And we'll see. It'll be interesting moving on to next week. The Raptors not looking like they'll be in the playoffs, so their curtain will be drawn after next week's game. If they'll look to move to more, including a little more shotgun into their offensive playbook here, with
well, it does open up a little bit more of the playbook when you are able to move into shotgun. It just seemed a little bit clunky when he was under center. It seemed that the fullback was maybe getting in the way of the handoff, and now that they've moved into shotgun, it seemed that the transition and the handoff is a lot cleaner. It's a lot nicer, and their running backs are getting a little bit more time with the ball to be able to find blocks. As you can see there, he got caught by the ankle, but he did have a block that developed there that he was able to get behind. But
and I'm not saying that I don't think either of us are saying that you need to have a complete facelift. Just included as part of the packages there. You move from 95% under center to maybe 85.
That's exactly it. And this game is all about adjustments, and doesn't matter how long you've played this game. If you think you know everything, you should probably stop. So up north we went from I-form. We played I-form for years and we didn't come out of it, but you got to change things up and keep it fresh. So
and it's a short pass, double pass again. They're going to try and get back to it. Can they get it done? Oh, it's a valiant attempt, and the Stingrays are trying to claim an intercept here, but I don't think they're going to get it. And I'm going to take a look at the league table, I believe, because I think our top four very well could have been solidified after tonight. So with the Stingrays winning and the Vultures losing earlier today, that pretty much rounds out our top four. It's a matter of who finishes where. The Stingrays with a win tonight, and I believe the Ravens did get up. So that very well could be how the teams will sit. The Rhinos defeated the Thunder today, so by mathematics, ladies and gentlemen, that will be your top four. The Rhinos at 1, Thunder at 2, the Ravens sitting at 3rd position, and sneaking in to 4th will be the Gold Coast Stingrays. So they'll have a date with the Brisbane Rhinos at the Sunshine Coast. That's assuming they do close out this game, however, as far-fetched as that may sound. Flag been thrown. It's actually been a little while since we've seen a flag on the field.
I think it might be on the defense for a little bit of encroachment. Yep. No, offside. There you go.
So, I guess for the players and coaching staff, it's dangerous to look forward, but as commentary stuff, we can do that all we want. So, Rhinos versus the Stingrays. the good news for the teams involved, they can start sort of game planning, and you don't have to obviously dedicate a full game to full training sessions to it, but you can start chucking 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes towards the back end of your training session for your likely and almost guaranteed at this point playoff opponent.
Well, it's definitely exciting to see the Rhinos in the playoffs, considering we do have one of the Townsville Cyclone lads down there playing for the Rhinos at the moment, young Hayden Strooper. He'll be coming back up to play for the Cyclone, so it'll be good to get him some experience down here in an established league. And
hopefully him a championship to get to boot.
That's exactly right. It'll be 2 in 1 year for him.
There you go. Third down, 3 yards to go. Verbakel wants to sling this long, and unfortunately looking for Malcolm on that play, but it's overthrown, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the clock's still running inside the 2-minute warning, and we're on the back end now. So I guess for us, we get to look forward to the Stingrays and the Rhinos obviously coming in as truly underdogs. Will be the Stingrays, something they're not used to doing.
No, definitely not in the last decade, something like that.
Probably close to 15 years, to be honest.
Yeah, there you go.
And that means the Ravens will be taking on the Thunder, which will be a very, very interesting game to watch. The last time those two teams met, Thunder won 20 points to 17, a field goal, getting the victory.
They're always tight games when it comes down to a field goal. It's devastating when you see it go over the posts.
Well, it's great to see that we're at a point in our league now where that can be a difference.
That's exactly right, yeah. It's
and they'll go for it on 4th, and unfortunately won't come up with the goods, and now the Stingrays will come up and probably knee this game out. Less than 30 seconds remaining as we watch the completion of Week 11 here in Gridiron, Queensland, after 2 very disappointing washouts over the last 2 weeks.
Happens, can't stop Mother Nature.
Yes, indeed, or the Brisbane City Council. They might have time for one play. It doesn't look like they're taking a knee. They're going to try to add one more. Nope. The referees will not allow them. Damien Malloy certainly wanted to go for it. And the final score for you as this ball is raised are the Stingrays winning at home with a score of 54 points to 8 over the visiting Raptors. It was a game that was very, much closer in the second half there, and unfortunately the Raptors just dying out in the third quarter. The Stingrays really finding their stride there, and they start to build momentum going into the playoffs.
Definitely do, and when you put up a 50 burger on, it doesn't matter who you put up a 50 burger in, but definitely gives you confidence going into especially a must-win game like playoffs.
Well, on behalf of the live streaming Brisbane crew for Gridiron Queensland TV, thank you for tuning in with us today, both for the women's and the men's competition here, and thank you to all my commentators, including yourself, Kyle Reynolds, for blessing us with your North Queensland experience, mate, and getting us closer to our friends up north.
Thanks very much, Kenny. Much appreciated. Really happy to be here. Just like to give a shout out to the Cyclones boys. Have a good poker night, and I'll see you in a week.
He'll take all your money. Thank you to Impact Sports, our leading sponsor, and of course our friends here at Live Streaming Brisbane. Catch us again next week.
Get him up. Funny how you choose and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number one, but I'm on top. Yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm. Fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous, cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you want a battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge, I set the bar high. You running with the big boys now. Get up, don't cry.